This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, fix up your mom's boyfriend's motorcycle and try to kill your lady friend's grandma, because on this episode, we're talking Halloween Ends. I'm Andrew Cory.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska ends.
Cory.
And we hate movies. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. This is going to be a big one this week. We are here talking about David Gordon Green's
stop
Halloween.
it.
Will you shut the fuck up for 2 seconds?
Cory.
Halloween Ends. The movie is called Halloween Ends.
Now that we're all talking, we don't have to abide by the introductions.
The Senate parliamentarian allows Andrew to speak first, and then we're allowed to talk.
Well, you know, we gotta do that.
I'm not saying you guys can't talk. I'm just saying don't interrupt the intro.
Exactly. It's pretty rude.
After 15 votes, we got Andrew back in to do the introduction.
Kevin McCarthy's going to let us know how to do this, I guess.
Chris, I think it's okay to like a movie. In fact, I actually like this movie, so I just want to let people know it's going to be fair and balanced.
Absolutely, Cory.
I think Cory is good. I actually like the actor playing Cory. I like not going back to Michael Myers just versus Laurie Strode, even though we fucking get there again.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, it's the chicken shit. If we committed to Cory, this is my second time through this movie. The first time I rated it 2 stars on Letterboxd. This time I rated it 2.5. So nice. I moved a little. I inched a little bit more because of the fact that this is the end of a trilogy, and it really wants to be. And it does that with this, but we're subverting expectations thing at the same time, which you can't do both, I feel like. And I feel like this movie tries to have its cake and eat its too.
I mean, I appreciate the ambition. It's probably the only thing I really appreciate about this movie. Also, Andi Matichak, she's very good in this.
Plays
I thought.
Allison, the heroine of the film.
You cannot have this kind of ambition and not follow through. You can't do it. That's the whole point of having those ambitions.
But so where is the no follow through? Because I should say, by the way, first of all, I don't know what the deal is.
What?
But me, 3rd time's a charm. Like, I just watched it again today. And, you know, at first it's constrictive, but after a while it becomes a part of you. I think for me personally, and I'm not saying this to what you're about to say, Chris, or whatever. Sure. For me, I realized watching it today that I didn't like it, especially the first time, because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was really bumming that they didn't go the direction I wanted it to, which I realized like I probably shouldn't have done that. And this time through, I was kind of like, okay. Cory played for me better.
Yeah.
The kills are still outstanding. I don't think it entirely hits the landing.
Yes.
But I don't know. I came around to it a little more this time.
I cannot abide by you building and taking such a bold step to center all of this on Cory and really building the story around Cory and the turning of him into a killer. And then, but I need my Michael Myers. I'm sorry. Just give it to me right in the arm, please. I just fucking need it.
That's the problem is the ending and the continuation of that. But I think I love the amount of time this movie spends like sitting in Haddonfield. Really, you get a real vibe for the place. You get, and I think exploring it through Cory is pretty good. And I like the turn of him becoming a killer because Haddonfield killed him.
Sure.
It's not because he killed that kid. It's because of town gossip and the corrosive way that works.
Small town America, man. There's no difference between Haddonfield, Illinois, and whatever the fuck town Christmas with the Cranks takes.
Yes, and they push you around so much, Chris, that eventually you wear it as a badge of honor and you start killing people. I've been through this.
Yes, you've been there. I understand. You have quite the body count, Eric Siska.
That's right.
I'm just going to hit play real quick.
Coming soon to
Wait,
theaters.
Yeah, that's right. Thinking about subverting expectations, it's the grand return of the VHS trailer game. Happy New Year, everybody. I made 3 resolutions this year. I made 1, I'm going to start going to the gym more. 2, I'm going to stop drunk texting Andrew because it doesn't go anywhere good. 3, we're making more VHS trailer games.
All lies.
I fell off it at the end of last year. It is back now.
Okay. So can I ask you where you got the VHS tape for Halloween Ends?
Yeah, it's a special one. David Gordon Green pressed it for me. And
course.
no, actually, this is a jumbo-sized episode to kind of catch up with some points here. And to do so, I took from Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers from 1995 and Halloween H2O from 1998.
Can I just say, first of all, that's a real bummer to hear your list of resolutions, because one of my resolutions was to finally respond to those drunk texts.
Dude, I keep asking you up, and I know you are. Dude, you know you up.
I see you tweeting. I see you.
I mean, you can only respond to what you're wearing so many times.
Exactly.
I mean, gets old after a while.
This is the VHS trailer game. It is a fun game wherein I throw out some clues here. These guys try and guess it, and when they do, if they guess incorrectly, they're out of the round. There's the score pattern is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, you'll figure it out. You know this. And the winner at the end not only gets into the slush fund, for the cameo, the We Hate Movie slush fund for a cameo of their choice this round coming in September. The winner of this game will be able to redo an episode from the game, from the early archives. Remember that?
Yes.
Because I've totally neglected this game, but again, new year, new steam.
Well, congratulations to Chris, the eventual winner.
We don't
Thank
know
you,
that.
Thank you
No,
so
you're
much.
welcome. All
You're
right.
very sweet.
You know what? I want to become like the Cory to you. You're Michael Myers, and
Yes.
I'm going to try to learn this game of yours.
I'm weirdly going to let you live, even though I destroy everything.
Well, because you recognize the deep evil in my eyes, and we're both pariahs.
Absolutely. And
It's an infection.
Can I say
first of all.
that? By the
see.
way, I kind of like a little bit of that because it gave me a little bit of a Maniac Cop 2 vibe.
No, but I like Andrew's idea. Like, we get Kate Winslet, Lawrence Fishburne, Bryan Cranston are all like trying to triangulate.
Currently, the score is.
Are we playing?
Yeah,
Or-
Chris
I thought
has
we were just
13
talking about the movie.
No, we're not. Chris has 13 points. Andrew has 10 points, and Eric is in third place with 5 points. Still early. It's
fucking
still early days because we only did this twice. But now
We should say also that there is embedded in our Saw 4 Toronto show.
that's right.
Yes.
Some points that are not yet in the board. Y'all are going to have to wait till we
Yes.
release that live episode later this year.
That's
Absolutely.
exciting news. And also, just a quick one for this one specifically. I'm going to ask for you're going to need to be good with the titles insofar as if it's a movie with a subtitle, I'm going to need that whole subtitle. And if it's a movie that you think you know the title of, but you're missing a word because one of them is that difficult, I'm going to need the whole thing. And if you get it wrong, the next person could buzz in and steal it from you.
Ooh.
So there we
So
go.
one of these is going to be the second Anacondas movie.
Yes. All right, here we go.
From Owls of Ga'Hoole.
All this is from Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, 1995.
Okay.
Round 1.
Sure.
Game Master's Clue.
Oh, I missed it.
A romantic drama set in the TV news world that paired an aging star with someone significantly younger. Chris Cabin.
Up close and personal.
It is up close and personal for 5 big points.
There it is. That was the Celine Dion song.
That's
Yes.
the end of the clue. Would have been like,
you love me.
you made me shit when I want to piss.
You made me puke when I want to burp.
You made me come when I want to fart.
Oh, wow.
Man, guys, can you imagine you think you're farting and then all of a sudden you're just orgasming everywhere? That would be surprising.
that'd pep up some farting. I'd be actually happy to fart a little bit.
Some pep farts.
Although, like sometimes when you fart and then you're like, oh, is that a shark? But now you're going to have a fucking wet front too.
Well, yeah,
front-
dude,
I mean,
wet
it's-
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's always it's a danger really down there.
Round 2.
There we go.
Game Master's Clue.
Mm.
A mega spoof of a dramatic subgenre with a mouthful of a title starring 2 up-and-coming actors from a comedy dynasty. Andrew Jupin. Here it is.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Exactly correct for 5 huge points.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big boy.
That's a good
crazy.
one. Woo. Yeah.
I watched
All right,
that movie like 24 times. I love that movie.
I like just watching this game. You guys are doing great. I'm a spectator this year.
The trivia there, which I didn't get to, 27 drafts of the scripts were
27, you said?
27 drafts of the script were written before the shooting began. Marlon Wayans claimed that his brother Keenan Ivory Wayans made him and his brother rewrite it over and over to the point of being driven to tears.
Wow.
Not good enough. Fuck you, Marlon. Not good enough. Fuck you, Sean.
And that's still all they came up with. Huh?
Keenan, Patty Chayefsky, Ivory Wayans.
Exactly. Yeah, the writer-director of A Low Down Dirty Shame thinks it's not good enough. So here we go. Round 3. A sweater-clad Indian romantic dramedy about a bunch of white people looking for love, which includes a pretty inappropriate subplot featuring a young woman that Moby would go on to not date. A sweater-clad indie-ish romantic dramedy about a bunch of white people looking for love, which includes a pretty inappropriate subplot featuring a young woman that Moby would go on not to date. Chris Cabin.
Beautiful Girls.
It is Beautiful Girls for 5 points.
I was going to say Leon the Professional.
That is when Timothy Hutton is like,
Yeah.
oh, that she's going to be beautiful one day. Oh, I think
Just gotta wait. Just gotta wait it out, brother.
What is the movie?
I have not seen this movie, and I have not seen.
It's just like it's like Locals, like a movie, like kind of like a
Trees Lounge kind of a thing.
Yeah, just like they hang out at places like diner-ish even.
See, the problem is whenever I search for beautiful girls, I get sidetracked.
All right, we're picking it up from H2O 1998, round 4. Here it comes.
Okay.
Game Master's Clue. A paranoid action thriller by a stylish director that boasts an incredibly deep cast that includes the star of a gold standard of 70s paranoia thrillers in a very similar role. Kind of a spiritual sequel kind of a deal. Eric Siska.
Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State's a big one for Eric Siska.
Look at that.
Yes.
Great.
I didn't remember
myself.
that being a stacked cast movie. That's what threw
Well,
me.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
everybody's
big.
in that.
Jason Lee's in it. All right.
Jason
That's what
John
he meant.
Voight.
That's what he meant.
Barry Pepper, Jack Black, Seth Green.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
They're the tech team.
Yes.
Got
what's his
it.
face is also farting around.
We're
Tom
talking about
Sizemore.
the Gene
Yeah.
Hackman, Will Smith movie?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a deep as
Wow.
shit cast.
Lots of people in
It's a
that.
I
stay
had no
tuned, by the
idea.
way. It's absolutely
Oh, yeah?
stay tuned.
I love that movie.
Round 5, Game Master's Clue. This continued this comedic actor's 90s hot streak with a sports comedy set in the Big Easy, which allowed him to use what was here, Chris Cabin?
The Waterboy.
The Water Boy for 5 big points. Yeah.
I just want to mention that I knew that as well.
He was
There we
Eric,
go.
Eric
Eric's
was right
hand
behind him.
Right behind
I
him.
know.
Yes.
Sorry, Eric.
Hey, stop making fun of me.
You know, that movie is when I turned on Sandler.
Yes,
for the
big
That
time.
kind of was it.
Until Punch Drunk, I think.
Yeah.
It was the most hibbity-dibbity of them
Yeah.
all.
It was the dibbiest of them all, dude. The
Exactly.
hibbiest, dibbiest movie. That fucking voice.
It's rough stuff.
He loves that voice. Okay, round 6, the final one. We can finally talk about Cory. Game Master's Clue. The first of 2 direct-to-video sequels of a much-beloved In This Room and Elsewhere horror action mashup. This one also features career criminals getting more than they bargained for south of the border.
Oh,
Andrew Jupin.
boy.
From Dusk Till Dawn 2.
Come on. You got to do it or else someone's going to steal it.
This is the tough one.
Oh, fuck my face. Is it The Hangman's Daughter?
Incorrect.
That's part 3.
That is part 3.
From Dusk Till Dawn 2, colon,
Come on, Eric.
Never Back Down.
No,
I don't know. I don't know it.
Anybody got this?
No way.
No way.
dude.
Oh wow.
No way.
Okay, so I'm going to give Andrew 3 points for getting from Dusk Till Dawn 2. But it is, and for getting The Hangman's Daughter, which was going to be a bonus question, by the way. So I'll give you that.
All right.
Texas Blood Money was what we were looking for.
Jesus.
Robert Patrick was looking for that Texas Blood Money.
Yeah, I'm here at the Titty Twister looking for any Texas blood money I can track down.
It can only be from Texas. I won't take any of the Georgia blood money. It's bullshit.
Have you seen this blood money?
I mean, So back to what Eric was saying about one thing I think all of the Gordon Green movies do very well is get that tone of conversational weirdness that like off-brand horror really got well, like just weird conversations happening between people. It does that stuff well. My problem is that like that's a charm of it, I guess. But in this movie, nothing else really makes sense to me. Like Laurie Strode makes no sense to me at this point as a character whatsoever.
I kind of hate that bookend of her writing this memoir like she's Richard Dreyfuss and Stand By Me.
It will have to be the worst book ever. If it's ever published,
it's not.
It better not be. But
it's
if it was
published on Amazon,
absolutely,
because it is horrible. I mean, listening to her, I thought it was a podcast at first, like the Haddoncast.
Oh, dude, if she started Haddoncast, like, no, thank you.
I really, because that's how it starts with a voiceover of her doing all of the stuff. And I was like, oh, please don't go this modern. I swear to God, please.
Well, the weird thing is, like,
well, we are. First of all, we should say I'm sorry, but we already had podcasting in the first movie.
That's true.
And way back then, dude, when I saw that first movie, I was like, this is going to derail the whole thing, isn't it? And they thankfully were briskly murdered.
I thought that movie was. I think that I rewatched prior to this, and that movie is fucking great.
Primo,
full on fucking great.
I really do like the 2018 one. I think Halloween Kills. I think the start is fucking fantastic.
Yes.
I love the fire department being killed. See, there's your thin red line.
Haddonfield's bravest. Not brave enough for Michael Myers.
They're toast. And then it kind of shits the bed a bit. And then I do kind of like this movie, not as much as I liked 2018. But
the thing is, like, I think that Halloween, both that and Halloween Kills, they look great, and this movie doesn't. I don't know. The camera felt cheap to me.
Really?
It's just very streamy, like cheap. Like it's very green for no good reason. There's a lot. I feel like the color correction's off. I don't know. The first one, like especially all those shots of like Michael Myers in the yard and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of cool cinematography, and here there's some nice stuff because Gordon Green's a good director, but it doesn't hold a candle to that first one, and even kind of that second one, especially with that fucking fire department.
The second one was so frenzied looking. Like that's kind of I guess this is probably on purpose, but the second two of these, there's much more frenzy to it. Like it's not so much stayed cuts. Like here's a shot of
because I mean, you're right. I think that it makes total sense because if that second movie is the direct continuation of where we left off in 18, which was madness everywhere, then it has to be like that.
Yes.
And that's why I think this one being like pokey and not any of that. I mean, this movie plays more like a David Gordon Green, like early 2000s movie, like indie-ish kind of all the real girls kind of thing. And I think, probably a lot of that is because of like the Allison and Cory relationship. But like that's what I found really interesting this time is just going through and being like, man, this is a DGG movie that he would make with like Zooey Deschanel and that dude who got fired after the first season of Parks and Rec, Paul whatever the
Schneider, I believe.
Paul Schneider.
Yeah. 5 big points for Steven Sanek for Paul Schneider. Yeah,
put it on the board. I see what you're saying, Andrew, and I think you're right on, and I think that's a good thing because it's like, what more could you do with Michael Myers after those first two movies? It would just be it would feel more of the exact same.
If it kept going,
so it's
from
like
that night, that's exhausting.
Yeah, you take that Blum money, Texas Blum money, and you make your own fucking weird little birth of a murderer movie, and you just sandwich it in to this franchise.
That's what I think is the bummer of it, because a buddy of mine likes this movie more than I do as well, and he was like, oh, did you notice that the credits are light blue, not unlike Halloween Season of the Witch, right?
Right,
it's like, that's what this movie's trying to that's what this movie's trying to get at, is like a Season of the Witch. But Season of the Witch happens after Halloween 2 is over. Michael Myers, we all know he's coming back. He is dead at the end of Halloween 2. Carpenter was done with it. It was very clear we were going in a brand new direction. Here, it's just we're kind of just he's still, because I mean, the end of that movie, Halloween Kills ends on a cliffhanger. It ends with holy shit. after all this shit between Michael and Laurie, now he just killed her daughter. And you know what it did? It made Laurie fucking thrilled. She is pleased as punch that Judy Greer is dead in this movie.
That's the thing I kind of like. That was my first fucking hit against this movie is like, I don't think we really got to process Judy Greer dying at all.
I completely agree.
And
I completely agree.
4-year time jump, so maybe,
But like,
celebrate good times. My daughter's dead.
Make a pumpkin pie and burn it.
It's something. There's something to be said. I'm not trying to completely defend it, but there's something to be said about Jamie Lee Curtis's character, like Laurie Strode, being like, I'm no longer hiding. You know, it's. For all her efforts, that still happens.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so like,
it's like
maybe
I'm
try
not
something
going,
else.
Yeah, I'm not going back to my fucking weirdo murder house, you know?
Yeah,
but
old lady in the compound didn't work out. Yeah.
I just think if you're going to make a movie like this where you're really counting on people's emotions being core to it, not confronting the fucking death of Judy Greer in any real way, it's a cop-out. It's not a fucking like, well, we don't have to do that. It's a cop-out. You don't want to deal with the scene, so you didn't do it.
Because Season of the Witch, the book was closed, and here's a new book. This was like, we were left with, holy shit, now he killed her daughter. What's going to happen?
Would you guys prefer if they like front-loaded this movie and got Michael out of the way and Laurie out of the way, and then people are like, hey, that's 30 minutes and that's all done, and now what's this?
Actually,
would that be better?
It is kind of the tipping of the soda can machine effect to me. Like, I'm like, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Stop with this like, maybe he's here. No, he's definitely here. But he's not really important. But okay, maybe he is a little important.
A lot of this is like, it's the fault of Kills. Now, if Kills had actually been more of a movie, like an actual movie, we could have had maybe the conclusion in that.
Would have been great.
But I think in general, it just was not exactly a smart move to try to make such a arc like this. I think that kind of sucks out what I like about Halloween. And like, it's not like we don't follow Laurie Strode anyway. We have been following Laurie Strode anyway. It's just that it depends on connecting so much tissue that I just don't think is going to work when you make this kind of ambitious movie like this.
We start with, which I think is the best part of the movie. This opening sequence is great.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
This cold open. It's a perfect little like 15-minute short film.
Yes.
In the Halloween world. You know what I mean? Like, what a fucking a totally nicely done little story like that. It's just so
and even the
good.
first time around, I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like Up.
It builds tension, you know, like when the kid is hiding throughout the house. You're really like, I was on the edge of my seat the other day and I saw it already, you know?
Yeah.
It's and even the thing is kind of a fun little nod. We're watching Carpenter's Thing as opposed to Hawks, you know.
I was noticing this time how hilarious it is because these are like the really snooty like Haddonfield residents. Like, this house is ridiculous.
Yeah. I was surprised that Haddonfield got this affluent.
I think these are like the same people that they were at like the doctor party. In the earlier films.
I looked at this thing. This place has at least one invisible floor.
Yep.
Right.
Like this bit,
It's
like the
huge.
stair goes up and up, and you're like, I saw the front of this place. There's just no way. Like, this is like the Wayside School. Like, it's too big.
I have no sympathy for the big housed, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like this kid, like whatever, dude.
One less little rich kid, dude.
Exactly.
Totally. It's that kid's fault that Cory happens. First of all,
I mean, like, this
It
kid's
is.
he fucks around and he sure does find out.
Oh, in the biggest thud in a movie I've
I
seen
thought
in a
this-
while.
Cory did nothing wrong. Hashtag.
Hashtag Cory innocent.
Hashtag I stand with Cory.
I thought this woman was Katie Couric, and she's not. This actress.
Oh, playing the mother.
Yes, she just looks so much like Candace Rose, who I'm looking at right now. She just, and she's
No,
just
yeah,
like, hey,
I abandoned my entire brand and my entire career to be in the last Halloween movie for 2 scenes.
And I got 15 years younger. And
and I'm now an actress.
It is kind of interesting how, like, besides her being like, hi, Cory, thanks for coming in on such short notice, both this wife character and the husband character
oh man,
talk as if, who I thought, by the way, was Ray Park.
So there you go, dude.
Or no, not Ray Park.
Darth Maul.
Ray Wise.
No. Sorry. Oh man,
Ray Stevenson?
you told me to fuck her, and I did.
Oh, Leland Orser.
Leland
Oh,
Orser.
Leland,
It's
yes.
got a little bit of a Leland Orser vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 5 more points, by the way.
Oh, there we go. Put it on the big board.
Oh man, you're beating me now. Or at least we're neck and neck.
They speak as if he's not there. It's kind of interesting. Like Cory says stuff to them and they just keep talking. They don't listen to him at all. It sets up like what the world in general thinks of this guy in a really interesting way.
Also, nice semiotics of this marriage is in trouble because this guy is dressed up like a railway conductor and his wife is dressed as a flapper. That means like, this is not a couple's costume. It's like, I want to be a fucking railway conductor, Melanie.
Well, because she doesn't want to go to this party anyway because she's like, oh, it's Hank's Halloween work party. I could give less of a shit.
He's also clearly pissed off, and this is probably why the marriage is going to end. He also seems like he thinks like she's flirting with the kid. Like,
really?
He kind of is just like pissed.
Yeah.
Immediately,
Really?
like he's like, why do you care about this kid?
Yeah.
Like the whole attitude he has is like, oh God, he's going to engineering school. Jesus, Melissa.
This is why this movie's kind of good. There's a lot of nuances throughout all these little interactions throughout all these various characters,
and they're not usually known. He gets a good cast. Whoever casts for him is very good at getting these little roles right.
The dad has a great line where he's like, oh, who's that, Cory? Yeah. I hope you babysit kids better than you mow lawns, motherfucker. Dude.
Wow. Wait, like, why do you hate this kid? Like, already, man? He hasn't even killed your kid yet.
And even after he kills his kid, he sort of likes him a little bit.
He likes him better.
Yeah,
you know what? Respects him now.
Honestly, Cory, if you killed my kid, I'd respect you more. All right, dude? Fucking nut up, dude, and kill my kid.
I'll tell you what. Showed me. You showed me.
You know what? I was sassing Cory. He killed my kid. Now I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to shake that kid's hand.
If you wanted your kid to be alive, you wouldn't live in a staircase house like this.
I mean, this
MC
is just
Escher
crazy.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, also like, what the fuck? So like, yeah, it's all this tension. Like, and it's kind of cool. She's like, because of the Michael Myers stuff. Like, we know Michael Myers is around. He's been wetting the bed. He's talking to himself. You're like, oh, what's going? Is he an evil kid? Like, it sets up all these little stuff that doesn't really pay off, but it gets you into Cory's brain of like, he might be an evil kid. I don't know.
Well, it's the same. It's the same thing as Michael. Like, what kid grew up in the same town and just, I mean, unless you ask Robert Zombie about it, and then he was like abused and molested and whatever's going on in that movie.
Went
but like
through the whole gambit.
It's just like it's that same kind of like you never know. You never know when that light switch is going to flick. And again, it's a bummer that the light switch flicked for Cory because all those people got killed in the town, but it's good that Cory extinguished this little Jeremy, because that guy, you'd have a movie called Jeremy where both the E's are threes, and that kid's running around killing people. Absolutely.
You don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah, you'd have one insufferable T-Mobile manager out there, and you would not want to see him.
I do this. The gall and audacity to start this movie with this kid flopping like this.
It's so good.
And the sound design. And I just feel like David Gordon Green's like, no, do it again. And it's just like, do it again.
Yeah, it's just imagine like a sound room, like cigarette smoke going like, it's not right yet. No.
John Travolta.
I need to hear the next snap, but in a floppy way.
It would be like it's Tilda Swinton in that recording studio in Memoria, just like, can I hear the thud again?
Yes.
No, a little more bass than that.
It was wetter. Wetter in my mind.
Bit of a splatter in with your thud.
Do you hear the skeleton dislocate in this? Do you hear it just snap?
It sucks because Cory
sounds like a xylophone falling apart.
Cory is kicking the door and he does say, I'm going to kill you, Jeremy, which means like, I'm going to, going to get, you're not going to get fucking ice cream tonight.
Exactly.
But that's just when the parents come in.
And he's holding a knife because he finds it or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with fucking Jeremy, man, and why I think, again, it is great that this light was extinguished, because the swiftness with which this kid puts together this Halloween prank, holy shit.
Yes.
Because Cory's like, all right, we're watching the thing. It's a little too scary. Mm-hmm. Let's play, round of hide and seek, and then we got to go to bed. Immediately, this kid's like, up yours, fuck face. I'm tired of being nice to this boy. Ugly babysitter.
This is a cautionary tale. Never, ever, ever turn off the thing midway.
Yep.
Don't fucking do it. You're stupid if you do that.
He was into it.
It will curse you.
Totally. But like, so, Cory goes in the other room like, fuck that little stupid fuck kid. And he comes, hears a bunch of noise. And then all of a sudden a lamp is down. All these lights are off. The kid has the foresight to take the knife that they were like maybe cutting some little pumpkin bread with or something there. Like, this is all in the matter of seconds,
It's also
man.
Halloween 2019, and Michael Myers is still around.
Fucking around,
so that is, he's trapped in that attic. Maybe he's scared of this kid being an evil kid. Maybe fucking Michael's around. You never fucking know.
Cory had a choice between putting Jeremy to sleep and having the conversation whether or not Keith David is infected or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's or fucking an aggravated manslaughter beef. And he chose the latter, dude.
Yeah.
Don't turn that shit off.
But to Andrew's point, like the kid has clearly been planning this. Like,
yes,
he's been up. There's like the house is full of prank areas, and like he doesn't really. We're not at Home Alone yet.
No,
or are we?
What do you mean?
Has Home Alone's come out, right?
It's 2019. Yeah,
Yeah. So Home Alone,
sure.
So yeah, like he's seen all the Home Alones. Then
Did you think it was like 1980 or something?
yeah, I mean, for a moment there, we're talking about one that started in the 70s for crying out. But yes,
But-
I like if he had seen all those, like you kind of wondered, like, was he think like I'm just going to trap this whole house eventually? But no, it's just this kid.
That would be a great ending to the original Home Alone. Kevin just doing this fucking swan dive.
Yes.
just a thud, just a
Oh,
crumpled pile of McAllister.
Can't believe you did it, Harry. I thought we were just talking big to the kid. I thought we were just gonna like scare him and let him go.
Oh.
Told him, Marv, I was going to eat his fingers.
See, I was thinking he like prankishly locks Buzz in his room. And Buzz just gives a big woof to the door and off he goes.
I'm going to kill you, trout sniffer, thud.
And you know what? The McAllisters were smarter because there was a lot of carpeting in that house. And carpeting would do
absolutely.
a lot of, you know what I mean?
Come on.
I don't know about a
Not
fucking
enough.
swan dive on
Also,
this, dude.
maybe less doors that lock from the outside.
Yeah,
maybe
that's a
we
good
could
point.
step away from that idea.
Also, I mean, I guess Cory should have just taken a breath and been like, if it's humiliating, but if the parents have to unlock me out of here,
I think
whatever.
I think we're playing with maybe he's like claustrophobic or something, which I think would be cool to like just nail a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I
a
mean?
little
Like
more, but this attic is like bigger. It's 5 times the size of my apartment.
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a fair point.
He's really scared of cobwebs.
I think he just thinks Michael Myers is going to get him up there. You know?
Yeah.
This does end really awesomely with like he's looking over the banister, the parents are there, and the mother just yells up and goes, "What did you do?" It's really, really well done.
It
The
is.
whole
And
execution. of this thing
Even
is
as
great.
a skeptic like me, I think this sequence is fantastic.
I like all the different jack-o'-lanterns pulling their face back to reveal the new jack-o'-lantern every time.
Is this like each jack-o'-lantern from all the movies, or it's just different fun designs?
I think it's different.
I
'cause,
think
like,
I thought that at first too, but like some of these are pretty funky looking.
Yeah,
and I don't
got it.
think I'd seen.
I
them
refuse
before.
to read the trivia on this because I'm sure it's a nightmare.
I don't
I actually
either.
went through the trivia. There's not that much of it.
Really?
thankfully.
No,
Yeah,
not like someone smiled on Instagram one
no,
time.
that was at Jurassic Park,
Right.
which is besieged by Instagram nonsense. No, not there. But yeah, I like this thing. It's cool, and this is when we start with the Laurie Strode narration. Is like, my daughter was killed. It was the best thing that ever happened to me.
He
God,
took
I
our
hated her.
dreams and turned them into nightmares. Now, here's the thing. You see this girl in high school, like she's, waxing poetic about whoever they're talking about. Like she's like, just speaking on literature, this, that, and the other thing. Maybe Laurie Strode as a high school kid was destined for a career as a writer. Lines like, he took our dreams and turned them into nightmares.
Yeah.
Clearly, you've had a man stalking you your whole life because your writing has not improved at
Mr.
all.
Sandman. Yeah.
Hello there, this is Ned Borsby for NPR, and we're talking to Laurie Strode about her book, Sad Murder Town. Now, Laurie, you self-published this. Amazon wouldn't take it. You had to do it on CD Baby, is that correct?
Where can people find the PDF of your book? Oh, yes, that's right. Here's the link to archive.org.
It is on the internet Wayback Machine. You somehow put it on there. That is a very interesting way to publish it, ma'am.
It's just you're listening to these pros, and they're really bad.
But it's been 4 years since I've seen my monster. And what's kind of cool about that is Michael Myers respected COVID. He's I'm staying in.
Yep.
I'm staying in.
Oh, hey, you know what? They're saying shelter in place. All right. I can't be going out. you know what? The movies are closed anyway.
You know what Mike's going to become? He's going to become a bug murderer. Okay? You got to keep busy. Can't let it go to waste. You got to keep the muscles going.
Yeah, I'm not getting really into DoorDash here because they come to my sewer drain with a pizza and then I murder them.
He isn't living like a Ninja Turtle, though.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like a full-on Ninja Turtle.
I already mentioned it. Maniac Cop 2 kind of does this because there's a serial killer that takes Cordell, the maniac cop, to like his lair, or vice versa. I forget. It's been a minute since I've seen it, but there is that kinship among murderers explored in that movie.
Do you think he's trying to get a job in between these 4 years? You know, just hold down something a little bit, get some income.
Michael, your resume is suspiciously blank. Where were you from 1978 until 2018?
It's very good. I mean, it's very important to do small talk here at Cold Stone Creamery. Now, do you want to? We do chop up the ice cream, so that you're going to be good at that.
So what's this here? Oh, you had a podcast? What's that about? Oh, I killed a podcaster.
No, that should have been killed. A podcaster.
That's who was it? Oh, Vox. Oh, well, that's okay. That's fine. That's okay.
You know what? Welcome to the police force.
But yeah, it's just like this long narration about how Laurie Strode and Allison have moved on.
How about to another town?
I just don't understand it.
State?
And it's a total failing right here of the script that Cory is like at some point says to Allison, like, what? Okay, all the Michael Myers stuff last year, like, why didn't you guys leave town? And she's like, I can't leave Haddonfield. That's where all my memories are. I was like, do you know how a memory works? You're able to take it with you. That's why it's a memory.
You get across the county line and you're like, who am I? Where am
If
I?
I leave the town lines, I will be stricken with paralyzing amnesia.
Because I think Cory is stuck because his mother's like a monster person.
Well, he's also, his life has been fucking extinguished from what happened there. There's no more engineering school. Now he's working at the garage.
Yep.
And he's a fucking town pariah. People fucking hate him. The marching band is bullying him. The marching
I think
band.
it's such a fantastic joke that things are so bad for this kid that the marching band's shoving him around.
Here's something about this movie, and this happens a lot in all movies, which always bugs me. Movies set in the Midwest, specifically movies set in and around Chicago. Let's get some door. Like there is the lead bully is like, hey man, what the fuck you talking about?
This kid is
That's
real
true.
bad. He's the worst performance in the movie.
You fucking nerd. And it's like, no, it should be like, get out of here, you goddamn nerd. Hey, look at that nerdlinger over there.
Oh, hey, I'm going to beat this guy to death with a fucking thing of tube meat. You know what I'm saying? It's great. I learned it from an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Hey, child killer, you're going to be buried 12 feet under Soldiers Field, buddy. That's where you're going to be.
Yeah,
we're in the marching band.
Yeah, you don't need this Long Island kid or whatever.
Exactly.
Just diversify it up a little bit. I know. I guess they would never hire like a real, like Chicagan.
Yeah,
guy. It would just be a British kid.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like if you had bought a 4-pack of like Gen Z action figures. That is what these kids look like.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous. Like, that's kind of my problem. Is like, if this was a movie where like a joke like that was about that was funny, I'd be into it. But I'm supposed to take what happens between them and Cory very seriously in this movie. And I'm like, it's the fucking marching band.
It's the rare boy and girl bully working together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bully team up.
It's the
Gen
little,
Z, dude. The kids are all right.
Yeah.
it's the little nerd.
They all team up to hate everyone else.
It's the little squirrely kid. It's the tall kid with the mullet who I'm so thrilled is murdered. Yeah. You've got the other one, this girl who's like probably the nastiest bully of the bunch. And then there's like other girl like, come on, guys. Let's leave Cory alone.
Dude, and let me tell you something about Other Girl, man. Other Girl, for all of our leave Cory's alone, has a brutal tag team death.
You know what, dude? Choose your friends better, sweetheart.
Yes,
Don't fuck around.
True.
So like Jamie Lee Curtis is having a great time now that her daughter is dead. Allison is working at the hospital. And Laurie is just driving around. She runs into Cory. We meet Cory. He's doing stuff at stepfather's junkyard. Is that how I'm understanding this?
Yes.
It's either stepfather or I said in the intro, it's just mom's boyfriend.
And
Sure.
this is another
Yeah.
pork roll fucking Jersey motherfucker. Like, again, I just want a big fucking, the Bears dude to happen.
This fella here, I was like, what is going on with this guy? You look at this IMDb page, this guy right up front in the bio. Yeah, born in Queens, lived on both counties on Staten Island.
I love it.
Or Long Island, rather.
And this is the first time he's ever laughed, right?
I don't know about that, but I just did the most cursory of glances at his IMDb, and the only other credit my eyes could spy was like dead mafia guy or something, or like dead gangster or something.
I agree it should be a Chicago Bears guy, but I do like this guy in this movie. I think he's got an interesting look and presence that we don't see enough of in movies anymore.
The casting is so good here. I would love the idea that he's like, I can do a Chicago accent. I can do that. No, don't do that. I don't want it to make sense. Fuck off.
This dude like gifts Cory this motorcycle, and he's like, hey man, like it's a piece of shit, but if you can get it up and running,
Yeah,
you got yourself a free motorcycle here, kid.
You got a rough deal here. I'm your stepdad. I'm married to your literal harpy of a mother. Anyone notice who this woman is, by the way?
Yeah, she's the harpy of a next door neighbor that gets murdered in The Sitter.
Oh
yes.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, I'm very happy now.
Yeah, this lady known for having brutal deaths in movies.
Because she just is like nasty all the time, and that's her deal. So like. These kids, this is literally my deepest fear as a man who's under 5'5", being bullied by high school kids. Because it could really happen at any moment.
Yep.
It could happen at any moment. It's my biggest fear.
I'm terrified of them myself.
Exactly.
I'm like taking out my trash and I hear some kid. I'm sort of like sheepishly like, don't look at them. Don't make eye contact.
Because you go right back to high school, and B, as a grown adult, what do? Start hitting these kids? You can't do it. Now they're just bullying you.
This is the thing. Is look what they. Now it's bad enough that the boomers pulled up the ladder on the economy so that none of us can make money.
Sure.
And now we can't even. They used to be able just to grab some random kids, smack them around,
box their ears.
I got me through high school thinking one day I could do that to other children.
Well, Eric, fortune favors the brave, and if you really want to do it, if you're that petrified by someone who looks like Billie Eilish, I guess go with it.
Oh, one time I got accused of manslaughter, and my life was ruined. It was old Mr. Gower that gave me a job at the drugstore. And one time I was getting bullied by all the band kids. And Mr. Gower came out there. He boxed their ears for me.
I'm getting the spirit of Michael Myers. Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight so I can skin you alive.
This country used to be something. You used to be able to dislocate a kid's jaw for calling you fatty batty. And now you can't even do that.
Well, Frank, your intestines aren't here. They're at Mary's house. And Lloyd, your heart, I left it in Ed's house.
Dude, I actually fucking George Bailey getting the spirit of Michael Myers would make a ton of sense. When his fucking shithead little brother comes back from the war, he just decapitates him.
Yep. Totally.
Merry Christmas, butcher shop. Merry Christmas, weapons store.
Merry Christmas, dead dog.
Merry Christmas, crematorium.
Merry Christmas, knife outlet.
Merry Christmas, Dr. Loomis.
He's like, he'd be the Clarence, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't want to kill yourself. You want to kill others.
No, I don't want any wings, actually. I just want to talk to you for a little bit because I'm bored.
Oh, thank you for showing me a world where I didn't kill people. It looks awful.
Better keep doing it. It's me, Cory. Hi.
Also, we see another thing, just Allison being bothered in the town. You glean there's a history here. She gets pulled over by this cop dude who's like, "Oh, you didn't do nothing wrong. I just wanted to see you again."
Dude, she fucked this dude once, and he's never gotten over it.
I got a feeling, dude, it's not even not even an all the way fuck. It's like a bowling alley parking lot hand job. You know what I
for
mean?
sure. Yeah.
Look, she was gonna have a few grief bangs, like after her boyfriend got his neck snapped like that.
But that dude
Kills.
fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It was cool that he got killed.
Gutter balls. That's what you call it when you jerk off some cop in the parking lot of a bowling alley.
Yeah, it's never a good idea. And now this guy's like, I just wanted to see you, cutie pie.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to you. I mean, it's not gonna get you anywhere, but it probably makes a lot of sense to talk to this guy's supervisor.
Yeah.
Be like, you know what, dude?
No, I just like lightly abusing my power.
Thanks for getting me that awesome 2-week paid vacation, baby. What with filing that complaint against me?
I might turn into the cannibal cop. Guess we'll never know.
You know, I might be turning on that camera I hid in your room. Am I kidding? Who knows?
She goes to the hospital, and this is when Cory's getting bullied by these teens I mean, like, I don't know. I haven't been approached in a really long time. I don't know right now if I would buy kids beer. You know what I mean? I'm just not sure if I would.
I don't think I would.
I'm not doing it. You know what? Chalk your ID like everybody else. And I'm sorry that ID technology has come a long way since the days when we had to chalk our ID, but that's not my problem.
It depends where. I'm not doing it in my hometown.
Okay.
It's a road game only?
If I am on the road and kids just happen to be outside and like they happen to pick me.
Kids,
That's
listen
fine.
up for our next tour date.
Yes,
totally.
If you're too young to get into the comedy club, see Chris Cabot outside the hotel.
Yes, all you hungry 20-year-olds, you thirsty 20-year-olds, show up, I guess.
But because here's the thing, I don't want the $5. That's for sure. And now I'm breaking the law for you. Like if this goes tits up, my ass is on the line.
That's the thing is I'm mostly doing for the law breaking.
Yeah.
Look, to get a little thrill out of life. I mean, come on now.
Listen, break the law all you want. When you start doing it with underage kids, Chris, I don't think that's.
It's a slippery slope. You're saying?
It looks bad. Like,
here's
the
the
rumor
thing.
mill that would destroy you and make you a Cory would be like, yeah, did you hear we took money from underage kids and they, I don't know what they did there.
He was diddling them.
I think he was trying to drunk them up to diddle them.
So
that
you're
was
saying all these controversies we've seen over the years, it's just been miscommunications between what
I think yes, exactly. Okay. I think everyone on To Catch a Predator was just being helpful.
just wanted to go to Dylan's candy shop and get a couple pounds.
They asked for wine coolers and he brought them and some condoms. He just carries them with him.
That I don't think that I would do it, but things that I would consider are things such as, is this a bunch of 20-year-olds or is it a bunch of 15-year-olds?
Yeah.
I think that's a big difference. And also, what are you asking me for? And I'm not going to give suggestions. I have to have my tastes align with yours.
Yeah.
If you want me to buy garbage, I'm not risking myself to buy garbage for you. Such as wine coolers,
right?
Wine
Any
coolers with
Smirnoff Ice or Mike's, whatever the hell.
that would feel tough. But if it's bottom level beer, if it's a Coors Light, I'm fine.
It's for this it's White Claw probably.
No, White Claws.
No, if you want me to buy you hard seltzer, go fuck yourself.
Yes,
No,
I agree.
That shit is terrible.
Because then I gotta be like,
it tastes pretty bad.
Okay, yeah. What do you want? Okay, cool. Then I'll meet you around the back, and we'll do the handoff. And now I'm in a fucking espionage with teenagers.
Here's the move: they approach you with the money for the beer, $5 for yourself, but you take the money and you walk away.
Well,
what are they gonna fucking
That's
do?
what those old people did to Steve Sanders on that 90210 episode.
Yes, that fucking rules.
That's actually a great scam. Yes, everyone out there, I definitely will buy you beer. But that's also part of it too, right? It's like the time that it takes, man. Like, I just came in here to buy rolling papers.
Yes.
Now I'm orchestrating this fucking beer handoff.
I just think that like the movies and TV really made you think that this was a crime that was getting busted all the time. Cops were just out there waiting for this shit to happen, and I just don't believe
Chris,
that.
it was another boomer tradition. They used to always, let me do that for you. Get you liquored up.
Get your little
That's how it
girlfriend
was?
liquored up too.
That's how it was.
That was
Chris.
it, okay.
I'm glad the world is changing personally.
Sure, yeah.
So
he says no.
he doesn't want to buy
No.
him booze, and he squeezes this Yoo-Hoo bottle in anger till it explodes in his hand.
Yes.
Because they start teasing him about being a child
Yeah,
murderer.
totally.
You see.
Pedo
And again,
creep.
like, you just got to tell your mom, like, listen, I know that you want me to stay here. I appreciate Uncle Ronnie's fucking junkyard job. I gotta get out of town. We gotta move, if not all the way to like California, like even North Haddonfield. You know what I mean? Like,
he is eerily like that. The bureaucratic creep from Endor.
Oh yeah. Like
Ooh,
that
totally.
little
Especially
loser,
with the mother relationship. It's very reminiscent.
That's true. That lady didn't want the kid leaving the apartment on Coruscant either.
No, just talk to your uncle. He's going to get you in front of a computer job.
But yeah, he breaks the glass, and then they're about to beat the shit out of him. But then Laurie Strode comes in, and they're like, "Whoa, it's the freak show and the psycho."
This is something that I know to be bullshit, because I'll tell you right now, if you can get band geeks to do anything, it's to fold easily when authority comes along.
Absolutely.
So all of a sudden you're just getting yelled at by this known crazy person in your town who's like 50 years older than you. Oh yeah, it's a real, let's get out of here. Not with this kid. This Haddonfield, Illinois leader of the marching band is like, the fuck you say, bitch?
Yeah.
Crazy bitch.
That's my fear. If I talk to any kid, it's gonna destroy me.
Exactly. Hey, fat soul. Like, oh God, that's it for me.
Thinking about that every day of my life.
Exactly.
No, I mean, the thing is they understand that there's an alpha and a beta of the murderers in town. Laurie Strode clearly being the alpha of the two.
Sure.
Like, she brings along a plague of death with her. He's killed one fucking kid. I mean, come on now.
That's something that I don't entirely agree with this movie doing, and I guess I don't agree with the townspeople doing it. The movie, I think it does make sense because this is all about gossip and miscommunication and cross wires and whatever. But I really despise all these people putting this shit on her.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking teased that guy.
Yeah.
And look what he did to my sister who survived this movie. We'll get to that in a second. But like, all of that shit about like, you fucking brought this on. It's like, no, she was literally living in the woods.
She was,
and two podcasters fucking did it.
She was asking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a weird angle to take. Yeah, it's like, he was brain damaged and you provoked him.
Oh, that's a weird thing. Yeah, she provoked a brain damaged individual. What are you?
She goes in front of the nut house like, Michael, hi.
But that is completely in line with the Cory story. Like this movie is like, the world is shit. People are shit. They will treat you like crap. And there are exceptions. Well, but that's not true. Like, I'm sorry, it's not true. Like, it's not. Andrew's the only one who's going to get this. But like, it's not like we're living in an elephant sitting still. Like, that's not the world that like. And it would be one thing if you did set it completely in that world, but you're not even buying completely into that.
The movie does try to set that up with all that. Again, I still think bad Jamie Lee Curtis, voiceover, because she's talking about how like the events consume the town, and you have like the couple that are like two lovers in a Jeep that looks like the Zodiac got him.
Yeah.
And then there's this old lady that has hanged herself in front of her own house. Like,
he caused suicide.
They do try to set it up. I'm not saying it's successful, but they do try to set it up that for whatever reason in the confines of this town, it is hell on earth.
Well, Patton. Oh, Michael doesn't use goods.
Yeah, yep, totally. Yep. I'll tell you right now, big strike against this movie. I need more Will Patton.
Oh, I always need more Will Patton.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of interesting. I know it's like 4 years later. Halloween Kills, Evil Dies Tonight. We're going to mob justice.
Yeah.
Now, the town is sympathetic towards Michael.
Yes.
And hate Cory.
Although they do, by the end, they are back in mob justice role. They're back.
There's a line about that the town needed a boogeyman and they moved it onto him because
that's what
Michael
the crazy
missing.
mother says to Jamie Lee Curtis is like, your boogeyman disappeared and they needed to put that somewhere. So it's like, we put it on your kid as like the scapegoat.
Honestly, towns do that. Small towns, there's gossip, there's shit like I, growing up, there was always this one guy in town. He's just an old hippie burnout, but there was, everyone made up stories about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just,
it's the old man Marley syndrome.
Exactly.
But I get it. And I am sympathetic to Cory, or empathetic to Cory in a lot of moments in this movie. But I'm also like, you have had what? I mean, how many years between what happened? It's only like 3 years, right?
3 or 4, I think.
3 years. Yeah, the first thing I would be, I like steel myself about would be like, I'm going to be called a child murderer, like all the time. Like, it's just what's going to happen. Like, and if a kid does it, I can't let it get to me like this.
Well, you know, if you get called something enough, you just eventually embrace it. You know, you're like, it's a badge of honor now. And you know what? If I become a monster, I'm not afraid anymore.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that is the point. I mean,
if I'm the people making others afraid, then I don't have to be afraid anymore.
I mean, that's the turn that he eventually does.
Hurt people.
So she takes him to the hospital. First, she's like, hey, you're going to cut those. Like, she escalates this to a degree that doesn't need to happen. Like, yeah, obviously those kids are picking on you. But she's like, hey, Cory, you a pussy or what? And he's like, what? What are you telling me, old lady? He's like, cut that kid's tire, dude. Cut that kid's tire.
It's interesting because that's still like, up until that point, we've seen her like fussing about burning a pumpkin pie. And she's really overly like into Halloween, which I still think is just this complete setup.
Yeah.
I think it's an intentional setup. Like, she is still laying in wait for Michael. Like, that's my new theory about everything, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, she's all about like the pies and Halloween, whatever. And this is the first echoes of like survivalist Laurie. Cause she just whips out this, it's not a butterfly knife, but it's like a, you or me, someone is slashing these tires.
That's another. I mean, what really? I guess what also pissed me off about the Jude. I'm sorry to harp on it, but really did piss me off that they didn't really conclude that.
Yeah,
Laurie doesn't get to mourn her fucking child on screen.
Oh, it's a big deal.
But Laurie put this kid through a Hannah program.
Yes,
and she barely puts up a fight against Michael. Like, and like. Even that would have been, if you are going to just completely ignore that she died, I would like to see a bigger fight between her and Michael Myers at least. Because, like, yeah, you fucking had her sharpshooting by the age of 9. She could bluntly kill an elk by hand. Like, it drove me nuts.
But that is a fault of the last movie.
Yes.
We are here with this.
And, you know, I think if this movie was her weeping about Judy Greer a little too much, it wouldn't work either, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're on uneven ground, and that's kind of just how it is.
But instead, she's mistakenly playing matchmaker for her granddaughter, bringing this dude to the hospital.
When he gets these stitches, I kind of like we get kind of like gore in just the healing.
It's
healing gore.
It's
cool.
It's kind of gross.
It's good special effects of like her taking the glass shards out of the wound. But man, what is this like? The second the doctor goes to do something, he has like a freak out and like kicks the table over. And this doctor, man, I mean, this dude gets his, which is amazing. But he's just like, you're just spilling everything all over the floor. Like, the bedside manner of this dude is terrible.
Cory got a Cory boner, and he tipped over the sky. That's what happened.
And, you know, Allison, who looks like Andi Matichak, sees this kid, and she is head over heels horny in second one.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, because he's like awkward and nervous, like, you want to go somewhere? You want to fuck? You want to fuck? You want to go for like immediately.
And they even
Cupid's arrow, be damned.
It's not this extreme, but it kind of reminded me. I don't know why. I guess maybe I'm due for a rewatch because I've been thinking about this movie. Some sort of like weird, super like fast and hard zoom from like Zoolander or something.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, what? The camera's like,
Cory is so hot right now.
Cory definitely is so hot. Right
That's
now.
something I wish they had dug in a little bit more. She's also aware of the fucking death. She's like, let's go.
She got death boner for the
I
kid.
think that's what, that's the connection. Like, this person has been through a traumatic experience, and so have I. So we can actually like I'm not going to freak him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be great if in the pillow talk, like after they have sex the first time, she's like, you could tell me you killed that kid, right? He's being a little jerk.
You knew he was there.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I remember him. I never babysat him, but you remember I was telling about my friend Katie? Yeah, Katie babysat him one time, and that kid, real piece of shit.
Did he bounce? Right? Did he bounce a little bit when he hit the floor? Did
you choke him a little bit?
If I found out my wife killed a kid, I'd be like, fine.
Well, she thought it was a ray gun.
She probably, she was in the right. I'm sure she's pretty level-headed. Otherwise,
sure,
fine.
Yeah.
All right, so
gotta be supportive.
Quick question: how many kids would you have to kill before you start to get a little uncomfortable? What are you talking? 2 to 3?
Half dozen. Yeah, I'm thinking.
A fucking school bus.
Yeah, and then she was burned in a fucking fire as a janitor.
Yeah. If you pull a Scorpio killer, if you do Dirty Harry, a whole busload.
Wow, she was killed in a janitor fire. Dude. Talk about you'll be in my dreams forever.
And she came back to life and married me, and we're gonna go rule hell together.
Can she also turn into a worm of herself, like much like
Chris,
Frederick Krueger?
Come on. We're not talking about the bedroom right now.
Come on, look,
a little decorum.
I'm just saying a little
too much information.
On the boardwalk, you can turn into a worm too.
Well, if you want to, we keep the worm and the privacy of our house.
Okay. Well, okay.
She talks about like, oh, my car is rattling. He's like, I could fix that for you. She's like, that's so fucking sexy.
Dude, I mean, again, I can drive a car.
Sure.
That's about it. I've said this before, I can refill the windshield wiper fluid.
Ooh.
It's as far as it goes. But something tells me, if someone says to you like, oh, my car's got a rattle, or like whatever her line is, he's like, oh, well, that's definitely just this. And all you need is like 2 screws and another thing. And I was like, I don't know, man, maybe you should like look at it before making this diagnosis. He's like so damn sure it's a problem with a whatever.
Yeah. And the next day she comes over because she is like practically like she gets his number and she's like, come to this Halloween party.
Yes.
I want to fuck so bad.
Yep, totally.
I just love that this stupid mother, the grieving mother, is also at this like hanging out at this
the
bar.
Yeah. Well, it might be the only bar in town. That I don't know. And I will say this about this bar. We're back at it's Lindsay's bar. We can just go right to it. The Halloween, who cares? Pretty, I have to say to this movie, pretty good soundtrack.
Yes.
And you get some great tunes in this bar.
Gordon Green, here's what's going on.
And here's the thing, though. It's great being at this bar for this Halloween party as opposed to when we were at the bar in the last movie and we're doing the open mic Halloween vigil shit.
No, thank you.
Thank Christ all those people got murdered so we don't have to do that anymore.
Tradition is long gone.
Totally. I think Lindsay is like, oh, good. I don't have to host that sad sack shit anymore. I can just have a nice, sweaty ass Halloween party.
Everyone that remembers that is dead. So they have no idea it even happened.
I thought Lindsay was going to get in this one. I'm kind of glad she didn't. You know what I mean? You want some survivors.
It's her and Laurie, now officially the only survivors of the 1978 massacre.
Robert Longstreet can't survive a fucking thing.
I know.
Like, you just put this guy in any kind of supernatural situation, he is like one of the first ones to fucking get it.
And he always has a drinking problem.
Every time.
Sure.
Well,
He's
because
got
of the
the
face
voice
for it.
Yeah,
That's a voice of someone who drinks and smokes a lot. And maybe he does IRL and maybe he doesn't. He's just got that great gravelly voice. I don't know. Biggest tragedy of the last film is that dude
Allison's gonna jerk this kid off right on the fucking floor, right on the dance floor.
Yep.
It's awesome.
It is. It's great.
Fucking cut loose, dude.
This kid is this is when the movie turns into Michael Myers and the Scarecrow Kid, original title to this film. Kind of a better movie.
I kind of like the Scarecrow mask because it's like it's not obviously like commercial IP, and it's like it's one of those early like Halloween things that are so innocuous, like the jack-o'-lantern or whatever. It's just a fall thing.
Well, I also
it's
think
Raggedy Andy for me,
it's
which makes it creepy.
cute.
Which makes it creepy.
Well,
because it's small and stuff.
It looks. I was gonna say that's what I thought you were going with it because that, like, if you're like I'm a scarecrow, that is like, and I've said this before. If you ever see old-timey photographs of Halloween, like Halloween during the Great Depression, whatever, like World War II Halloween, like, holy shit, those costumes are terrifying.
World War II Halloween. What is this, Prince Harry? By the way, he's going to be on this show next week.
Oh, really?
Hey, let's get him.
You DM'd him?
Man.
Let's get him.
So they're dancing, and it gets really sexy, and like it gets so sexy because I mean, like the untold thing is like Cory's comfortable being in public because he's wearing a mask, obviously.
Yes.
And it gets so sexy, he takes his sweater off, and now first of all, wearing that sweater, I don't know, man. Fucking
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
You always got to do
a cool
that
day.
in October. If you're going to a bar, you don't bring a cabled sweater and a jacket. You just bring the jacket.
Well, it's one or the other. I agree
exactly.
with that.
When you're actively avoiding getting a hand job like this with such deft skill, you need to keep warm.
All he needs to say is bath, and she's like, absolutely. Like, he doesn't even say bathroom. He has to, bath. Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yep. I will suck your cock in this bathroom. Also, here's the thing. I'm all for cutting a rug, especially you have not been out in a while.
Sure,
Clearly,
what with the kid killing, for sure.
Oh, sure, yeah. But just
Kid
as a
killers
reminder,
anonymous meetings,
Yep, Jeremy had it coming. Anyway, but where I have to draw the line is laying down on your back and doing the crazy dancing.
Yeah.
Now you're just taking up space. You're bothering people, and you're
Exactly.
calling attention to yourself.
I mean that, but they make it's like he's having a little bit of a freak out there. It seems like he is going through something. In
Sure.
this
Oh,
moment.
and I'm sure it's very cathartic. But
Yes,
listen,
yes.
you know what? Catharsis or no, don't bother
Get the
people.
fuck
on the
outta
dance
here.
floor. No, just don't lay on your back and scramble around like a turtle.
And then
That's all.
then the mother seems like, oh, you must be having a great time, Cory. He's like, fuck, that's right. I still live in the same town wherein I killed that
But
kid.
it's been 4 years, lady. Come on.
Oh, I mean, I am of the mind that this lady was literally like, because she like thought he might be here,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
heard he might be here. Because like, why else are you fucking here? It's
No,
all
she's
22-year-olds.
Dude, she's posted up at the bar.
Yep.
She has not moved in a while.
Get
Oh,
a
yeah.
life, loser. Sorry your kid died.
Well, here's the other thing. We learn shortly in this movie that they have just abandoned that house.
Yeah.
Because Cory like hangs out there from time to time. But you're telling me, so these people, because the father is also hanging out at this bar in a separate scene, not
Yeah.
with the wife, by the way. So you abandoned this house that your kid fucking hilariously ate shit in at the beginning of this movie, but you are in the town still. That's
Yeah.
almost worse than
Yeah.
like,
Just move.
you know, I
Yeah.
got out of jail and I'm living with my terrible mother and whatever, and I'm still in town. But like this lady, you already went to the
Yeah.
steps to move out and you chose to move to another house and had
What about your cousin in Iowa? Rebuild your life
Yeah,
there.
She's exactly the type of woman who would have read Lovely Bones probably twice. Go out to wine country, lose yourself, find yourself.
No, but then you can't tell. Then you can't keep an eye on Cory and tell him every time
Yeah.
he gets
Yeah.
half a stock that he's gonna fucking burn in hell.
Oh,
Yep.
there's a line at some point. I think maybe one of the kids calls him Mr. Aggravated Manslaughter. So
Yeah.
that was, I guess, what he was charged with.
but he
and
beat it. Yeah.
yeah, he beat the
okay.
charge.
Did he actually beat it, or was it like maybe he did? A
I
little
he might have
time?
done- he might have went to jail for a minute. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem they don't. I think
It
they would
cuts
bring
ahead.
something like that up. I
3
feel
years.
like
I mean, like even still, like he
Yeah.
probably did. You know, he probably did like time while the trial was. You know what I mean?
Or probation.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
That's-
sure he,
Maybe that's why he can't leave Haddonfield.
that might make some sense. Yeah, because you
oh,
can't
house arrest would make maybe.
That would be interesting. And then
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a thing.
you're
That's
remanded to your mother's custody, kind of a deal.
yeah, and that's, you know, if she's like, "Why didn't you leave after that?" and he like pulls his pant leg up, and it's
Yeah.
like, this
Yeah.
little darling here.
If DGG is listening, write a fucking a Cory novel. Expand on this. Do what do what Tarantino did with Once Upon a Time in
There
Hollywood.
is in the IMDb trivia the ony thing from the novelization that made it in there, which is so stupid.
Oh, it's real dumb.
Which is not beneath this trilogy because they love bringing
I
back
had
the old
no
characters.
idea there was a novelization.
There is, and
Oh,
the only
no.
thing that can't come from it is the bully who we're about to meet again. The lead bully with the New York accent
Yeah.
is apparently Ben Tramer's grandson.
Oh, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up!
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Ben. Somehow Ben Tramer returned.
Somehow.
no one's really ever. No one's really what
Ever
was it?
gone, if
Yeah,
you
whatever it is.
remember.
Man, novelizations of movies, those are like pennies. We're never getting rid of those fuckers,
I
are we?
guess not. It's
Who's
just-
reading that?
That's a great question.
Nobody's reading it. Nobody.
If you can't find that shit at an airport Hudson News, where are they keeping those books?
Like, are they just being sold to the used bookstores of America and just like,
Yep.
and they're just there for you to find?
Yeah, fresh off the presses, take them all to the book barn.
Just
Oh,
put
God.
their bargain basement immediately.
Totally.
Oh man, I'm leafing through this Fablemans. There's a lot of stuff in here.
You know, I'm actually kind of curious if there's a really good one. Tweet at us or something at WHM Podcast.
I don't believe there's these new ones. There's no way. But maybe back when you were like in the heyday of this shit,
I
I can
remember
see.
for whatever reason, the only one that I've read front to back of movie novelizations, my grade school had in the library a copy of the novelization of both Back to the Futures 2 and 3 in the same book.
Nice.
That
Well, it
was
is
truly
one
something.
big story when you think about it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just
Wait, in that did they repeat like word for word the scenes from earlier? Like, did they just copy and paste parts of the book into
I
two?
seem to remember like different or similar dialogue, but I remember
Does Marty go all the way with his mother in that one or no?
Yeah.
Well, it's only
Ooh.
2 and 3, so I don't know. I mean, maybe in the first one's novelization, but it was the first time because I don't remember what they were, but things just like in any movie.
Oh, it was
novelization-
2. It was 2 and 3. I thought it was 1 and 2.
No, it's 2
Sorry.
and 3 in the same book, and it was a thing where I just for the first time learned like, oh, they add things that aren't in the movie.
Yeah.
And I had obsessively watched those movies, and I
Yeah.
knew them in and out way back then even, and I don't remember what they were, but I remember thinking like, well, that wasn't in the movie. What the fuck is this book talking about? And got like really mad at it.
I mean, I think that's the only reason for novelizations. We'll go back to the movie eventually. Is to just sort of like for obsessives of the movie. It's
Extra nugget of info.
exactly. You
Yeah.
get to live it one more time. But then again, now that the streaming window is so small, that's got to just squeeze that diamond even tighter
Ooh,
because
yes.
Yeah.
like 'cause usually it'll be like, oh, I got to wait 7 months until I can watch this movie again. I'll just read the novelization of Batman Returns,
Yes,
right,
or
yes.
whatever.
right.
You know what I mean?
That is a function that it served because it would come out
Yes,
right when the movie did, so
Yeah.
you could see the movie and then go get the book and relive the majesty.
And to answer your question, I believe Marty did fuck his mother in the novelization,
Got it.
but he's a 2-pump chump.
Come on, Lorraine. It's like the kids don't always come out funny like that.
Nobody calls me a 2-pump chump.
That's actually how Prince Harry was conceived.
Back to the Future, written by John Updike. Well, that sounds interesting.
Oh boy.
I have to say, for what it's worth, that QT book for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
It's
is
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I haven't gotten to it yet, but
It's
I
a
have
fun fucking time. Again, though, I think it's only worthwhile if you know the movie inside and out.
Yeah.
And it's
I've
also
seen that
like
movie
it's
10
him.
times.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's not like some
That's
know
true.
fucking hack writer.
I will say that I've been reading the other book, Cinema Speculation.
My copy is right
Yeah.
behind you. It's a Christmas present.
It's if you like, I can't take most of his opinions seriously, but like he's reading him as a writer is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Cory being yelled at in public, he realizes, oh no, I'll never be normal again. He leaves.
Yeah.
He gets into a bit of a screaming match with Allison because she's like, what? You know, he's like, I'm not your project. Dude, this girl is so attractive and is so into you. You're going to throw it in her face that she's being nice to you?
Yeah, that's a problem. The one thing that I do think is interesting here, though, is because she does try to pull like I know where you're coming from. You know, we're the same. And he's like, no.
I agree with Cory here. I'm on Cory's team.
It's like,
on
let
this
me
one.
explain this to you. Like, you are the survivor that got away from Michael Myers.
Mhm.
I'm the kid killer that everybody, like, don't you understand, Allison? Like, I am the Michael Myers.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
of the Jeremy story. And you are, you know, the living survivor of a similar story. We are not, in fact, like, yeah, sure, we're damaged and fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, and in our own way, we're different survivors, but we are not the same. We are not looked at as the same.
No, of course not. No.
And
But, yeah, she's crazy for saying that.
he goes over to an overpass. His high school bullies are back.
Speaking
again.
of fucking Back to the Future, dude, this Biff Tannen
Yeah.
gang.
What we are now led to believe is Ben Tramer's grandson comes out and starts
right.
giving him shit. And we've seen an earlier scene that Ben Tramer's son, his father,
Son
like,
of Tramer.
was smacking him around. So
Yeah.
like Cory kind of throws it back at him. Was like, I know you just fucking want to hurt me because he hurts you, and that sets his kid off.
You're an asshole because your father treats you like one. Yeah, and then they get the whole shoving match. Speaking of Back to the Future, he's kind of a George McFly, this Cory.
He is,
definitely
yeah.
is. Yeah,
I
getting
would like
shoved
to
around.
see George McFly maybe inspired by the Spaceman episode of
Yeah.
you know, of the
Honeymooners?
honeymooners.
Yeah.
He dresses up like that and starts stabbing people.
Get your damn hands off her! I'm gonna cut her fucking throat.
Now, Terry, I paid you for 2 coats of wax.
To be fair, Cory does kill somebody with a corkscrew.
He does.
In
He
a
gets
little
it.
bit. He does kill someone with a
Yes.
corkscrew.
So
I
he's
love it.
shoved off this bridge and he encounters the hobo encampment here, right?
And
Yeah.
you know, it's fine. It's a little obvious. It's a little. I mean, and apparently that Cory is very reminiscent of the character from Christine, a movie I actually don't like. Is he gets
Because they have the same last
They
name.
crush the glasses. It's like the old
Yeah.
crush the glasses trope.
He's
And I'm
got
like,
the same
is that-
haircut, too.
Did you say that because you got glasses? Is this like a? Is it too
personal.
close to home? I don't
It is.
know.
I just
Hits you right there.
It's just so obvious. And my question is later on, when he gets the power of Samhain or whatever goes into him.
Sure.
Is it a Spider-Man Tobey Maguire scenario where he doesn't need the glasses anymore?
Well, we
That's
don't
true.
particularly know just why he needs
Sure.
glasses, right? I don't have his
Those are
script in
reading
front
for
of me.
sure.
Yeah.
Those are reading. Well, there's lines later that like Laurie Strode sees Michael's eyes in him. Like, I guess his eyes change.
The movie, listen, just as, and Steve has put this up for several years now, your theory about there's just a little bit of magic in that first Home Alone movie.
Yeah, sure.
This movie is indeed trafficking, and there's just a little bit of magic
Yes.
going
Want a
on.
whole lot of magic. Want a whole lot of magic.
So Michael is
Is
hanging
that a
out.
car going by?
It's Led Zeppelin, you idiot.
Michael,
I'm an idiot for not knowing Led Zeppelin. Look at Grandpa here, kids.
Look, they used to be the best band in the world.
To be honest with you, I never really got the lead out.
Really?
I'm not really.
Big fan.
Michael is playing poker with the Ninja Turtles. In this
Yes.
fucking
Michelangelo,
your raise.
You're cheating again, brah. I can see your cards.
Splinter's like, I had to give up on him. I tried to teach him to just like pizza and party down. And he just kept on wanting to play stabby game.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about teaching him ninjutsu, but I was like, this guy's got enough. He's got enough powers. He should
Totally.
know karate.
He's definitely got a fine enough skill set as is. You don't need to add martial arts to the mix.
I'm a 4.5 foot rat, and that guy smells like shit. Okay, 4.5 foot rat. My balls are disgusting. I have big, huge rat balls. That guy stinks like shit. I want to throw up when I sit next to him.
You know, I'm just in the other room over here, Master Splinter.
Leonardo, that guy's got to go. He smells like shit.
Aren't we supposed to accept everybody, Master? Fuck that. Do you smell what's going on here? Do you smell what that man's cooking? It's his own shit.
It's like Casey Jones had diarrhea and didn't change his pants.
I am going outside to smell the homeless man to get a breather.
I love that establishes Casey Jones smells a little bad anyway.
Oh yeah, you know he does.
Yeah.
He's one of those
Yeah.
guys who thinks he's going to get cancer from using deodorant.
Roll on
Right.
deodorant. Yeah.
This part of the movie, I get the criticism because I don't think Michael Myers is a guy just to hide. You know what I mean?
Really
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
this movie sort of presupposes, which I kind of don't truly understand, because at the end of the last movie, it's like, oh, I think Laurie Strode gives this monologue about like he is true evil and like he gets power from all the kills that
Yeah.
he has, and that's kind of what this movie is doing. He has a little power up meter.
Even
He's
though
trying to
I
get.
guess that makes sense.
But wait,
at
when
the
did he
e-
lose it? Why did he stop killing?
And then at the end, she's like, "Oh, you're just a man. You're
Yeah.
not a whatever." So it's like,
Which is
what? Yeah, exactly.
And I
Which is
think
it?
to the detriment of this film, if you just rewind for a second to them opening credits, count them 4 writing credits.
yes,
Yeah.
a big time.
And I think it's a lot of people that were really excited about this whole notion of this trilogy,
That
and it's
makes
just
sense.
too many ideas.
That makes
trying
sense.
to get
way too
Some like two separate drafts colliding.
big,
Yeah.
big time separate drafts.
I don't want to start this discussion again, but I have to say this. The zombie at least has the imagery to match that kind of metaphysical element, that kind of like supernatural thing. Like that's kind of I don't actually mind if you're doing it,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of like, no, come on, you fucking get it. Come
Yeah.
on, stop playing around. You get what's happening.
Well, it's weird. They do try to do it in a couple ways. Like when the kid, so he gets dragged into the sewer,
Yes.
right? And like Michael sort of like saves him after he gets pushed off the bridge.
guy's got 7 seconds.
But like in that scene where he's trying to leave or whatever, and the next morning, like
Yeah.
Cory wakes up, he's like,
Yeah.
wow, that was crazy. And he tries to leave the sewer, and Michael grabs him like out of some catacomb that
Yeah.
he's like hiding in, and they have that like stare down.
And there's something with the eyeball, and we
He's-
replay his. yeah.
Yes, like because you see the camera like looking at Cory, and the like it's a reflection of Michael in there, and then you look and it's like Cory looking at Michael, and it's like this dead hole. The movie, at least on my third time through, I was like, they are trying to telegraph some sort of transfer of, if not power, then like identity / responsibility
This
or
is
something.
Friday 9 now. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Michael,
He's eating his heart.
if he could speak, he'd be like, my man, real quick, my man, come here. You, sir, look like someone who might have killed a kid on Halloween. Am I right? Tell me to fuck off if I'm wrong.
Well, that's
but you look like you
interesting.
killed a kid on Halloween. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Just from the way you walk.
He can sense other murderers.
Yes.
It's like bones and all smelling cannibals.
Yes.
Totally.
Oh, dude, fucking Cory versus
Sully?
Mark Rylance.
Yeah.
Oh, Sully.
Oh, who can get weirder faster? And the answer is Mark Rylance. by the way.
smell you a while away, little Cory.
I really love that movie. I rewatched
yeah.
it. It
It's
held
great.
up even better for me the second
Oh,
time.
You and
sick.
your cutie pie boyfriend. Oh, dude, that Sully is so fucking weird.
Now we're gonna eat. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Are you my friend? Are you my friend?
I don't like getting ditched.
What does he say about like, oh, we ate together? You can't walk away after that.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie, and I love
Yeah.
Mark Rylance in it.
I burped you. I burped you after you ate the bones. You should be thankful for me.
My man, you killed a kid on Halloween, right? Come on in here. Come on, dude. We're having a drink. We're having a good time. But this guy knows what's up.
All
Cory.
right, follow-up question. You got to be honest. You want to destroy this whole town, right? Like you hate everybody in this town. I got a feeling you hate everybody.
Yeah,
in this
no,
town.
I read about you. People flushed the newspaper down the toilet, and I was reading about you. I had nothing to do. So.
This is going to be the quickest interview you ever had to go through, brother. Have you watched your sister have sex? The yes or no question, brother, and then I can let you into the fold.
No.
But I seriously think, Eric, to Eric's point, it is a game recognizes game.
Yeah.
He's just like, yep, you're a fucking weirdo. Let's go.
But like, if that is what's going on, I need it to be a whiplash situation. He's like, oh, you accidentally made a kid fall to his death. Very nice. We're talking about 75,000 contact kills. Fucking knife in hand,
Well,
brother.
The thing is, like, it's almost touching on something interesting because, like, Michael Myers as a kid, yes, he committed a murder, but at like such a young age that, like, did he? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Is
like
he responsible for it?
right.
Well, I
exactly.
mean, what you can't open that door because then you start being like, how's a kid like that have like the strength to get through bone or
Yes.
like
Yeah,
anything
sure.
to go after? Like, I'm just like, no, like it's always been a little magic. It's always been a little bit of it.
right.
Yeah.
So he gets the magic. He leaves. Some other hobo's like, hey, no one's allowed in there. Oh, you talk to him. Could you get me the mask? Go in there and get me the mask.
It's the same guy that like creeps him out a little earlier
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, fellas. Sorry to tell you.
And he starts arguing with Cory. He's got a knife and like in self-defense, but brutally, Cory murders this hobo.
That's what's interesting, right? Because it's a self-defense thing. And then it's like, oh, it's just that easy? Because he goes back up on this dude a couple of times. And this was one of those moments where I got a real like early aughts DGG vibe because it's like this really
underpass,
nicely composed shot of like this underpass and he's stabbing this guy in like the corner of the frame and then like beautiful, well lit like suburban highway road is just right over here.
You just hear from the sewer, Cory, are you stabbing that fucking hobo? My man, I fucking knew it, dude. This guy rocks. He just fucking killed that hobo. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Should
Cory.
just put an alligator mask over the homeless man after just to make it just so. I mean, what he's really killing him for is they're jockeying for position. This guy's like, I'm going to be the next Michael Myers.
Yeah,
Get me the
totally.
mask. I'm going to be Michael Myers.
That's right. But now after this, Cory starts shaping around the neighborhood.
Yeah, he does.
So this, I guess, lends credence to the magic and soul
Because he
transference.
immediately goes to
Laurie's.
Laurie and Allison's house, and we have the shot of like Laurie looks out the window and sees him standing there after some more just horrendously constructed lines for this book, where one of the things is she's talking about something like, you got to decide, like when you experience these things, you got to decide what road you're going to take. And is it going to be suicide or cherry blossoms? And I was like, that cherry blossoms reference, while nice, is from a private conversation you had at the grocery store with Will Patton that nobody knows about. So your sentence makes no friggin' sense.
Quick question about Will Patton, who again I love, and I love him in this movie, and I love him in all things. He's great in Minari, by the way. That
Oh, yeah.
that should have been a best
yes.
supporting actor nod
Yeah,
for
He was great in
Minari.
that, yeah.
Is this comb over his idea or David Gordon Green's? Is it like the character, or is this what Will Patton is doing out in public?
I
It's
would like
working.
to think Will Patton has enough respect for himself that he's like, yeah, you can make me look ridiculous.
Yes,
You
it's
know?
it's a big fat comb over. I have not seen a comb over like this since 1970 something, which I think is probably why it's the movie, not Will Patton.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
I think he's probably a baseball cat man out
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
normal world.
When I think of Will Patton in this movie, and I mean, the hilarious notion that he survives the first one after being cut in the neck, but I guess that's
Yeah.
par for the course with this trilogy. It's, I think, especially with this novelization tidbit here, the fact that he is not like he's playing Frank whatever.
Mhm.
This should be Ben Tramer.
Yeah,
If you want that connectivity,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
why would you not make him
All right,
Ben Tramer?
because he
they
wasn't killed. He wasn't killed in this timeline.
Yeah,
right?
correct. Yeah. And so like, especially because the literal last scene of this movie is the two of them deciding to move on together, and
Sure.
it's sort of intimated that like she's
They're gonna get down
maybe,
to fucking. Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
they're definitely fucking, and maybe she'll go to Japan with him, or if that little life ever happens, whatever. And how fitting would it be for Ben Tramer? Because
Yeah.
the guy that she had that innocent crush on back in 1978, she finally gets with. That is a full closure kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's a missed opportunity that he's just Frank, whatever the
But
shit.
the other cop number 3.
Yeah.
But he goes, and this I do think this is like kind of like choose a lane here, because
Yeah.
I'm not the world's biggest fan of the homage to the original shot of like Cory is there and then Cory's not. It's like I know what we're doing, but like like Laurie is like, oh my god, I think he's secretly Michael Myers or something. This is like Jamie Lee Curtis trying to be in this movie. She's like, I know the movie's left me behind, but no, I have some ideas. I do want to be in and because obviously the ending is going to be her, which again is sort of like it's just muddled is the idea.
It is,
Yeah.
and her just being evil sniffer of the town.
Yes.
It's like, what? This
Exactly.
lady's just like, no, that guy's evil now. I can tell.
Yeah,
it's like,
totally.
okay, all right, lady, get back to. We'll get you to bed, Grandma.
But
it's-
like you were talking about eyes in the same way that Dr. Loomis talks about
Yeah.
eyes, right? Because she's just like, I looked in his eyes and it was pure. I mean, we don't recognize it as the same exact line, more or less, because she's not screaming.
No,
that's true.
Well, also, I maybe you work at your mother's boyfriend's mechanic shop for 4 years
Yeah.
after accidentally killing a kid. My eyes might do something too.
Yes.
It might
Yep.
just
Yes.
on their own do
Precisely.
something.
Stop judging eyes, lady. My God.
They're brown. It's fine.
Yeah. So now we
Might get a little bit of a glaze going.
Cory come on, Allison, give me another chance. Let's just go on a walk with
Yeah.
me, please. I got it. Let's go to. Okay. Oh, great. She's agreed. Let's go to my murder house. I want to revel in the crime scene.
Exactly.
Yes,
I'm going to
totally.
convince you that I'm a totally normal guy. This is where I killed that kid. Isn't this cool?
Look at the blood stain is still there. I'm gonna lie on it for a little bit. Just stand over
He
there.
literally sleeps on it at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I thought was quite disturbing. I do like the line that he has right here, though. It's kind of clever. He says to her, he's like, I killed someone.
Yes.
And I think that's him like sort of
Admitting.
confessing to the homeless man situation, but then it's also like, let me tell you where this other story, and like that. So
yeah.
that's how
He's getting it both ways.
Andy Matichak's character.
I
reads it.
didn't technically lie to you. Okay, look, yes, you can be mad. Okay, yeah, I murdered everybody. Okay. I technically told the truth before I laid down on the ground where the dead body of the child I killed was and started going,
He's tugging it on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
please,
doing the
absolutely.
worm for sure.
They
Just like a dog when it gets on its back, kind of thing. This I'm imagining.
speaking of Cory, I want to see Cory eat a dog. Let's do it. If he's
Oh.
got the evil, let's see it.
Yes.
Totally. And like that, maybe like he doesn't want to go like full hound, but like
This is a little,
maybe that homeless guy had like a squirrel friend or something
Well,
that he
he-
could
Yeah.
just grab at real
He-
quick.
right here, he almost eats a pig. He starts yelling at this cop. Like they go to this diner or whatever, and this dude who had, I guess, went on that date got the gutter ball treatment with.
That's it's the pullover
Doug.
guy.
yeah.
No,
They-
Doug is the
The cop.
birthday dude.
Isn't he the
it?
cop?
Yeah, no, Doug, yeah,
Oh no, what does he say though? It's it's Joe Grillo's birthday today.
She's like, I don't give a.
6 40-year-old dudes at a diner celebrating one of the dudes' birthdays, and there's just this cute little birthday gift bag. It is the funniest detail of the movie.
It is. It's sad as fuck.
Jesus Christ, Doug, who's Joe Grillo? Oh, no, sorry, I misspoke. It's Frank Grillo's birthday. We're all huge fans. we just
Frank Grillo fans.
We just love the Purge series. We think he just did such a wonderful job. And like, you're going to tell me that anybody was better in that Captain America movie. You're going to say
Crossbones.
best villain. You name me a better villain in the MCU than Crossbones.
You know, I know what you're talking about, but I didn't remember the name of the character, and I didn't remember which movie that was in.
He's in a couple
the
of
third
them.
Captain
Really?
America.
He's in at least, yeah, he's in the second. They set him up in the second movie, and I think he's paid off as Crossbones
in the
third.
beginning
But
of the third one.
total screen time in the
91
MCU.
seconds.
Yeah,
Doesn't Crossbones like cause the big kerfuffle in Civil War
Yes,
that they're all
exactly.
getting blamed
Yes.
for?
Yes.
Like,
Guys, we can't talk about Marvel.
No, I mean, like, that's not even the movie that we really celebrate. It's really the Purge election year is what we really, it is a masterpiece of the modern cinema.
And all of his direct-to-DVD movies with Sylvester Stallone, they're fantastic.
you know what? Sorry, Allison, I got to get back to my table. All of our Grillo cheese sandwiches.
Oh, yes. But he goes up, and it's just like, he's like, hey, baby, you know, like, it's Tom Grillo's birthday. Want to hang out? Tom would like to see it. And she's like, no, I'm with somebody. And this is when Cory's like, he's with someone. You know, she kind of gets really.
Oh, it gets right in
Yeah,
this dude's face
yeah.
and freaks him out, too.
Yeah, pretty
And he's
good.
like, oh, you're that little kid killer, aren't you?
Yeah, ooh, yeah. What are you up to today, kid killer? Ooh.
It's so weird to see a kid killer actually act like a kid killer. It's just like you're all shaky and talking like that. It's really something.
And this is where we make our, like, you know, young lovers on the run pact here. Because,
Right.
you know, she's like, they're talking about, like, you know, fuck the town or whatever, like,
Yes.
before Doug interrupts. So then she's like, you know, fine, fuck it. I want to burn it all down. And Cory's like, I'll light the match. And, like, I'm sorry, unless you are indeed planning a terrorist attack on your town,
Ooh.
there's other ways to talk about getting out.
Well, this is when, I mean, and again, in this movie, which is a fucking, you know, just totally different movie stitched together. This is my favorite of the movies, which is very influenced by David Lynch and, like, you know what I mean? All this dreamy shit on the back of the motorcycle. We're watching the highway, which may or may not be a lost highway.
Mhm.
You know
But
what
this
I mean?
is also DGG, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those them motorcycle shots and the wind in their
No,
hair and everything.
It is, but I mean,
Yeah.
it just sort of it just goes in and out. You know what I mean? Like, if you go like really like air. This movie is not airy, and it wants to be.
Yeah.
Like it has airy shots and airy moments, but like to really make that work, you need to be like Bones and All, like really airy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't gel.
Like, mm-hmm.
And you don't have to like sacrifice the horror and the gore and all of that stuff, because if you've seen Bones and All,
Yes.
don't worry about it.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
gore all over that
Pretty
movie.
gruesome.
But so this is when Cory, she's like, hey, do you want to come upstairs? Like, no, I'm gonna just go. I kind of promised this guy I'd visit him in the sewer, and she's like, "Oh, really? What was that?"
Yeah. Oh, I gotta feed him. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go see my sewer friend.
So he leads this dude who's now following them.
Nobody does this to Doug Mulaney. He
Yeah.
says.
So he leads Doug Mulaney to the sewer, and Michael gets him.
It's
But Cory
kinda-
gets the assist.
Yes,
He gets,
yes,
he
yes.
gets
It's
the
a
referee
bonding-
has to give him the assist.
It's a bonding moment for them. Yeah.
It's a really, it was fascinating to me from the first time I watched it, because this is a hypersexual, we're having a three-way, because it's like Cory's got this guy and the dude's like writhing on top of them, and Michael's just like sticking this knife into him from up
pumping him,
top.
dude. He's
I
pumping
mean,
him.
it's truly something, this whole sequence.
Hot. It's very hot. It's kind of like the mating scene in Midsommar.
This is when
Just a little bit more blunt.
This is when Michael starts to feel it from the crowd. He's got a little more pep in his step.
This, I think, is the dumbest part of it all, because like I think I'm on board with like transference of evil
Sure.
through a glance, or like we keep looking at Cory's infected hands, we're
Sure.
calling evil an infection. I'm fine with all of
Yeah.
that, but the Michael getting electrocuted almost because he's getting the power back,
Yeah.
boy, That's stupid as
We
shit.
can't introduce quickenings here. We just can't. We've had 10
Dude, I
movies.
swear to God, if there was thunder and lightning outside, there's a lawsuit here.
That's I would disagree. If you're gonna do it, do it. Go fucking full lightning. I want to see force lightning. I want to see ghosts going through him. I want all of it. Don't fucking do this bullshit.
Dude.
Like he little jiggle. He do a little jiggle.
Jeremy's ghost is swiveling around.
Oh my God.
Like the trolls and Ernest Scared Stupid. That's what I need. Something like that.
I'm in hell. It's hot here, Cory.
And then the next murder is because Allison goes back to work, and the other lady who we find out is having an affair with the doctor gets a promotion.
Yes.
And I guess Cory is hip to this ? And that's why he does the home
he knows
invasion.
about the how she didn't get the promotion, but it's also just like it's someone to kill.
Well,
it is.
The
Yeah,
doctor
for sure.
also saw his Cory boner when
that's
he
true.
knocked over the
Yes.
thing.
He doesn't like him.
It's important to point out that this whole doctor sequence does happen after the fucking because it's a weird.
They fuck.
It's like, she's like, you want to come in? He's like, no, I got to go see a guy about a sewer drain. We kill this cop, and then he goes back and he's like, oh, something went down, blah, blah, blah. I missed you. And it's kind of interesting because this is a shot that I thought mimicking it worked a little better. Laurie sees Allison and Cory going up the stairs.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing.
That's a nice, sort of a nice little thing.
Another deleted scene is when Cory is like, yeah, man, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go back to Allison's like, you're not going to help me skin this dude? I was going to skin this big fat guy.
I haven't eaten all day, man. I was going to cook this guy up. Just
all
a
right,
little.
now
I
go
like
back
it raw.
to your girlfriend.
Look, I mean, I
Whipped, yes. Oh my
Oh
God.
man, she's got you by the short ones, dude. You're not even gonna eat this cop with me.
all his heart to myself.
All right, you don't know what you're missing. Enjoy your girlfriend.
Enjoy your half measures, loser.
So, and now on the other side of town, Dr. Mathis is also trying to get laid. And with this, his new head nurse.
Oh, Dr. Mathis is definitely getting laid, dude.
My favorite detail about this sequence is the woman he knows from work who he's having an affair with or
Nurse
whatever.
Deb or whatever.
Or I don't know, maybe he's single. I don't know.
Sure.
Whoever he's fucking. She only calls him Dr. Mathis, which I thought is very funny. Instead of, presumably has got a first
Frank,
name.
yeah.
And he's got a boomer fucking fire pit out there. Oh yeah.
Maybe his first name's Doctor. I think if I had a kid, maybe I would name him Doctor.
And then he'd have to become a doctor.
No, he wouldn't. But it'd be a
No,
name.
it'd become like a gigolo.
But people would treat him with respect no matter what he was, even if he was a gigolo, even if he killed a kid.
Yes. Gigolo would definitely make more people respect him.
Oh, if he was a gigolo, then it'd be, how about this catchphrase? Oh, the doctor's ready to operate.
Okay, how about maybe Gigolo's his middle name?
Dr. Gigolo.
I'm not
I
just
love
a
it.
gigolo.
Dude, if you want to have a kid that only goes by DJ, name him Dr. Gigolo Sisko. That's gonna be.
I think, I would do that.
You'd go for the
I would
DJ.
do that.
DJ? Yeah, it's not bad. DG,
Are you
right?
spelling gigolo with a G or a
It's a
J?
G.
Oh, it's a
G.
G. Oh,
G.
it's a G.
See, the
Unless-
juggalos, dude, that's where they screw
fucked
you.
me
If,
up.
Oh,
if you wanted to
Dr.
be Dr.
Juggalo.
Jiggy, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, I don't know, there's something that has a nice ring about Dr. Gigolo.
It does sound
or
good.
Dr. Juggalo.
Yeah, that
Even
sounds
better.
good too. That's the Midwest version.
She's about to get naked and take a shower, but the whatever fucking boomer music gets cut out.
Spotify put on Getting Down playlist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Alexa, and it's something I didn't
Alexa,
catch that.
raw dog.
Yes, but this is where we get our scarecrow with the cockscrow.
Oh yeah, she just
yeah.
kind of comes out, and Cory's just really nailing this fat guy. And you know what? I'm sure this is not the last Halloween. I'm positive of it, just because we live in commerce hell.
Well, dude, I hope October is this year. I hope we don't fucking, I hope the world continues.
Oh, he means another motion picture.
Oh, Oh,
Can we now finally retire the head cock?
I hate it. I really
I'm
hate
so
it.
fucking
I hate
done
it.
with the head cock.
Oh no, it's coming. I think you're gonna get more head.
That's
cock.
what I know there's going to be another Halloween movie, and of course there will be another head cock.
I like the head cock, right?
It's cool in the first 4 times he did it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, if they keep making them,
Every
guess.
time he does that, though, it takes away from the first one in '78 with Bob, because that is like this. He's like admiring it. He's curious. This is a kill he hasn't done before.
Yeah.
By the time you get to this, I'm like, what are you so fascinated about? It's the 8th time I've seen you do
I guess
this.
that's.
I'm not
You know.
laughing at the fucking 27th time Bart Simpson says "I caramba."
Exactly.
Like, just give it a. You
I'm
know what?
laughing a little bit.
Really, still.
Bart's antics, they're pretty good.
It's the line specifically, though.
Sure.
He does, he stabs this girl against the wall, very much like Bob, and he does the head cock.
I mean, I do like the moment of like Cory's trying to get back in the house, but she locked the door,
Yeah.
and then he just stops and then boom, Michael's there. The tag team aspect is interesting. to me.
Core, come in here. Watch what I'm going to do here. All right, so there she is, right? She's dying, right? Now I'm not going to pull my head over the whole way, just
Yeah.
like about 12 degrees to the left.
Yeah, and about another few months, we'll get to some training for you, Core, and you'll be able to walk right through a plate glass door, just like I did.
Yeah, you got to bring up that. You got to build up your upper body, Corey. You got to do it.
Look, the corkscrew wasn't bad, but not my tempo. Honestly,
Here's the thing, Cory. After you pin and you do the head cock, you're going to be real tempted to let out a real, Don't do it. You can't be talking, man. We just don't talk.
look, man. I really thank you so much, Michael, for all you've done for me. But really, the 3-way we did with the cop was the only time I wanted to do a group thing with you. I was just experimenting. I just wanted to try it once. I didn't want you to come here with me and try to take I was interested in killing her.
I'm not. So, but I got this German Shepherd back at my place. We go back, have some brood dogs, eat some dogs.
Look, I would have invited you if I wanted you to come. It's not saying that we can't hang out.
Yeah, no. Just go hang out with your girlfriend. I gotta hang out with your girlfriend.
At least you can put it out there, Core. I mean, like, I taught you all these skills.
Uh-huh.
I think they're important life lessons. Didn't charge you a dime.
Look, I really love the evil magic you gave me. The evil magic feels so good, and like
magic.
being able to just smash things is so cool. I really love it.
I would love evil magic.
I know.
So
There's a thing that I do like, though, with this is that when she gets pinned, the nurse sort of looks out the door to Cory, and he takes the mask off.
Yeah.
And she, I think, has a little bit of recognition.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck, the
Right.
town weirdos involved in my death. That sucks.
I think he realizes now that the Scarecrow ain't cutting it, and he needs to be the big cheese here.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Because it's not invoking the fear that the Michael mask has when this
Which,
town.
I mean,
yeah.
sure, but I think that Scarecrow mask is terrifying. Great Depression Halloween
Yes.
costume.
Look, Michael, I have to kill you. Like I looked on eBay, and you just would not. You cannot believe how much they are. The old versions, you just don't understand how much I fucking would have to pay to get the goddamn mask.
So he hangs out with Andi again, or Allison again, and he's like, "Hey, tomorrow we're gonna leave town. Why don't we hang out in front of this radio station? This is
Right.
it's fine, it's cool. It's just one more way to kill one more guy." Like,
Yeah.
he comes out, he calls him an ugly motherfucker, which made me laugh.
Yeah. Anybody catch who's working at the radio station as the receptionist?
I assumed she was someone.
She's Diana Prince, a.k.a. Darcy the Mail Girl from Joe Bob Briggs' program.
Oh,
really?
And
Yeah.
pornography.
Oh,
Yes.
very nice.
Two things I'm fans of for sure.
And,
But yeah, she has a cool little thing. You know, it's one of those. I think this is a nod to the OG Halloween 2, her getting murdered in all out of focus while
Yeah.
the DJ is in
God.
the foreground.
Yeah.
Because that's what goes on in the hot tub scene when the
Yeah, yeah.
nurse or the guy gets killed before the nurse does.
This is they're looking at the tower,
Yes.
and he's explaining how he used to look at it as a beacon, like maybe one day things will change or whatever.
And they're like,
And then they come back. He comes back later as
kill her.
Michael to kill him.
because
yeah.
basically this is the last night. It's like, hey, tomorrow we're gonna leave. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll meet you at the diner at 9:00.
After the cleansing, what did you say?
This is where he sleeps at the murder house, and he wakes up, and Jamie Lee Curtis is there.
She's like, I'm still in this movie, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still in this movie saying stupid shit like there's two kinds of evil.
And my character
external
does
force,
make
and-
sense. Okay, it
and,
all makes sense.
The other kind, Chris, is more insidious. It lives inside of us, like
I
an
see.
infection.
Dude, just like, I need a red pen for this script so bad. Like, nope, this goes.
It's just so funny though, because like, I mean, look, I don't think it entirely works. I don't hate it as much, but it is interesting. She's just spewing Loomis lines. And
Yeah,
if it
that's
was
true.
Loomis, I don't think people would be having so much problems
By the way,
with
that
it.
guy was just named Doctor. He wasn't. A doctor.
Absolutely. And she's
They should
like,
have kept that one. They smashed the guy's head in the first one, but like I thought he was a pretty fun doctor character.
Right? Yes. Yeah. The,
knock off.
evil Loomis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
the other
guy.
Loomis.
Knock
Yeah.
off Rage Serbasia.
Yes.
But she's like, I will help you if you stay away from my daughter. This is when Cory very clearly says, if I can't have her, no one will. And then
Mhm.
I guess like Jamie Lee Curtis pulls a Batman here.
I don't know what this Batmaning is. It's very dumb. But the thing that I think is interesting is he, in that moment, I feel, is going to kill her
Yeah.
because he like
Yes.
turns around and she's gone, and he's got the fire poker in his.
Oh yeah,
hand.
he's gonna kill her. Yeah, for sure.
Like straight up going to do it right there. I do like her also waking him up by just banging the back of the chair against
Yeah.
the wall. Like, man, that would bother me. I'd wake right up.
So then he has to go to the sewer. He's like, Mike, listen, it's been great. I think that I'm ready for this managerial position, dude. I think I'm ready for it.
Yeah, just go. Just fine. Whatever. It's, by the way, did you check a calendar? 10:31, motherfucker. But fine. Do whatever, man.
This is my day. This is the Super Bowl of killing,
I
dude.
mean, Thanksgiving's wide open, Pat. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I get him on I get him on Halloween. You get him on Thanksgiving, dude.
We call that. It'd be fun. It's like I'm Halloween, and then you get the leftovers.
Look, imagine this, Mike. You're chasing all these full people on Thanksgiving. You just had a big meal. Imagine all the terror puke that you're running around with. That's got to be fun, right?
I've
You
gotta
can do
say-
that, Core.
Stop some tweets because they are making that Eli Roth movie that no one wanted.
They sure are. And by the way,
well, I
we're-
wanted it in 2003.
Yes, when I
Sure.
was 24
Yeah.
years old.
We're doing a lot of that recently. A movie I wanted when it was like proper to be released.
Yes.
20 years later, now I'm getting it. And I'm happy Avatar 2 is out and everything, but still.
It is kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say about thanks? Oh, stopping tweets. Just because while we're stopping other tweets, I know we didn't mention it back when we talked about the Halloween party at the bar, but yes, we know that the flasher is Nick Castle. See anything you like?
Oh, yes,
Yep,
yes,
we know
yes.
that it's him.
Oh, and again, also, yes, 4th of July, there is a horror movie, Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Stop some tweets.
Pretty good. That's a pretty good one, actually.
I think
like that, Uncle Sam.
Still haven't seen it.
I've seen it twice now. I'm not that big on it. I feel like it's very stilted and badly acted, but that's fine.
See, the problem with trying to make it graduation day is you got to pick. I mean, there's so many graduation days. It's not an actual graduation day.
Listen, kid, I'm just trying to. No, go. You want to take my shit? So he does actually run away with the mask, and Mike's like, "Oh, no. Dude." And here's the thing, Michael: if you're gonna start walking around like this, you can't have this these whiskers are so gross.
It's so gross. I guess because it's the burned face as well.
So you can't really grow it.
Yeah.
It's real gross, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's
you gotta ask
not
that
to the
homeless
point.
man to shave you.
But so then he goes on his own kill crazy rampage. He kills his mother. I could have used more here.
Yeah.
She really, you know what? As cool as the DJ's death is, we didn't really talk about it, but he's like bashing this dude's face against the turntable. He cuts the dude's tongue out while this guy is still
a lot
alive.
of puppet work here too.
It's
Yeah,
really
it's great.
great. You got to do this to the mother. Because the other thing that there is such a weird Norman Bates moment where he
for sure.
runs home for 2
God.
seconds.
Yes.
And she's like, "Where are you going? Oh, I'm sorry." And she like kisses this boy right on the lips in a
yeah.
very sexual way.
Yeah.
And then it's fucking hilarious. They cut to the boyfriend or the stepdad or whatever, and he's just looking at God. This guy's got such a horrible death, and neither Cory or Michael kills him. But this guy's just like, I hope you find love.
Yeah,
This is what he says.
Dude, this is the coolest Jude in the entire franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's
best.
like, you know what I mean? Like he's really cool to Cory. He gives him a motorcycle. He sees through his problems. This moment, most relatable I've ever seen.
Yep.
Big old fat guy watching Hard Target with
Yes.
headphones on.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I love
That's
it.
it.
Yes, because now Cory had etched Psycho on the car of
Yes.
the marching band bullies, so now they are out for blood, and he leads them to the junkyard, and they start trashing his bike, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
yes, the stepfather or whatever is watching Hard Target.
Just
Amazing.
like looking after your, like, he's not doing any work. He's just like, gotta get out of the house.
Dude, yeah, it is. The auto body shop is closed. I know no one will be there. I got to get out of this house. I just saw my girlfriend kiss her son on the mouth. Like,
Yes.
I have to go.
I was talking to one of the other mechanics here. They were telling me about torrenting. You know, you can download and watch movies on your computer. I got a password for something called Karagarga.
This guy just discovering the wonder of torrenting in his little junkyard office.
In
I
his
watched
last
that.
hours, yeah.
You can get any Jean-Claude Van Damme movie you like. I
And it's
mean, any one of them.
It's a great part of Hard Target too. That
Yeah.
car chase.
It does
Oh,
the
yeah,
gun
on the
upside
highway.
down. I
Yep.
mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of amazing. Like someone at Paramount must have been like, "Do you really want to license? I mean, it's expensive to license the footage. It's a 3 sec. No, it's what the movie's about.
Yeah, so yeah, he's watching a movie where dudes are getting killed with guns, and then he's going to get out and get killed by a gun, actually. So it sort of works.
You know, it'd be easier if we got, you know, even Street Fighter or like
No,
any
it
other
has to
Jean-Claude.
be Hard Target.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. So like these kids think that they're hot shit, but they're not because he kills the
Hard
mulleted-
Target, by the way, holy shit, I'm sorry, but Hard Target, a movie that does indeed involve hunting humans for sport.
Indeed.
Which is what the two of them are kind of doing in
That's
this movie.
true.
And I'm
Yeah.
just realizing this now. And that's awesome. So you know what?
Brilliant.
Money well spent.
Sure.
Yeah, he stabs. So Cory stabs that probably the rapper or
the
whatever.
the mulleted kid.
the,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
single name
Yes.
fellow,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. Yeah, with like a screwdriver or something like that, right in the old eyeball.
I know. I think it's a drumstick. It's a,
Oh,
he's always
okay.
got a
Oh,
drumstick.
yeah.
Got
Oh,
it.
you're right.
And he hit him with a golf club. So Deal used to go golfing. He bugged her. He said he went bowling. Oh.
Oh. Man, Homer fucking up scary stories is hilarious.
But no, yeah, he kills that kid,
Sentimental.
and then the girl who's not super into it is like
Margot, by the way.
Margot. She
Yeah.
gets run over with the fence.
Oh,
is pretty
Yes.
good.
So yeah, they use a truck here, a tow truck, which is great. I mean, we're getting back to sort of the Michael Myers, like the jumpsuit.
Yeah,
type of
totally.
thing,
Like
yeah.
really getting back to the auto body shop. He's earning that jumpsuit.
Terry, the shithead kid, has a rifle
Yes.
and he's aiming it at.
Who was given to him by
Yes.
this father.
Oh,
Yes.
Ronald.
Because
what a
that's the thing,
mistake.
he was
Step
watching
on it.
Hard Target, and he's like, "Oh yeah, now you're the Hard Target, motherfucker." Michael Myers, not tonight.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask the kid, just between me and you, can you stand on a motorcycle while it's running? Is there any way you could do that? Because we might have the key to this whole situation.
He gets shot because, Cory takes off the mask
Yes.
and he's like, Cory, and he
Yes.
stands up and then just boom.
He stands up to tell this guy not to shoot Cory. This guy dies saving his shitty girlfriend's troubled
He's a
son.
saint.
He's the most honorable character I think
All right.
possibly
He's gonna be
in slasher history.
in heaven. He's going to be walking around. He's like, wow, I thought, like Jeremy's not here at all.
Ronald,
Oh.
we saw what you did down there. You get a special entry to super heaven. You get it's you and Gandhi. I think.
Wow, you were in the middle of a Haddonfield Michael Myers attack and you died by getting shot in the head by someone else? Gee, that's like dying of a heart attack in Harlem on 9/11. What are the odds?
Now I'm not going to sit here, me St. Peter. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I think it was a little stupid what you did, saving Cory. I mean, I love all my children mostly, but
We get this the Stacy character. Stacy is like the one-to-one bully to
Yes.
Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets like beaten with a wrench, and then the greatest thing ever is this dude Terry comes out and he's like, "Oh, she's dead," and this girl Margot from under the gate and the chain link
Yeah.
fence gate is just like, "And so are you." And this kid turns a blowtorch on this other kid's throat. And when I tell you, my jaw was on the floor.
He turns him into a jack-o'-lantern, basically.
It's a great kill. It's a great kill.
All three. Here's the thing. And the second movie is not great either. All three of these movies have great kills.
Yes.
Kills.
Oh, and then he steps on that girl's head.
That's what I was talking about. She gets the fucking double tap, dude. It's like you got run over and the gate fell on you, and then this dude smashed your skull. And that is a real the old man's skull in Midsommar cracking under that boot too. You see it happen. It's great.
Now, Michael, again, I cannot stress how happy I am that you gave me your evil magic. Can I step on a face and have it disintegrate? That's what I'm looking for. If I can have that power, that'd be great.
And we've already talked about it. This where he kills the DJ.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty.
And
great.
then we get Jamie Lee Curtis's I'm gonna be killing myself today.
Well, she has
Hello, police.
She has a huge argument with Allison. Allison runs away, like, you're, blah blah blah. I never want to see you again. And she keeps texting Cory like, "Hey man, you done murdering yet? Can we get out of here?"
Yeah, totally. She's like, "Well, we were supposed to be at the shitty diner at 9:00. I'm here. You good? Blah blah blah." Also, interesting thing here, because I always hated it in the first two movies of Allison just endlessly referring to Laurie as a grandmother, just addressing her as a grandmother. One, she doesn't say grandmother in this movie at all, but also when Laurie calls her on the phone, it very much just says Laurie. There's no grandmother. Really a nice deed that speaks to the state of the relationship.
They're moving on. But so they have this huge blowout, to which Laurie does. She's drinking some whiskey. She's got a gun in the house. Bad combo, guys. Bad combo.
Absolutely. But it's weird though, because it's like this scene, watching it this time, had me thinking about like she was literally laying in wait with this whole like Halloween can be celebrated in a fun way again kind of mentality. Because like, she calls in this like suicide, but like you don't hear anybody pick up the phone. She's like, "Hi, I'd like to report a suicide." And then she has this whole like, she shoots a gun, but it's the jack-o'-lantern.
It does. She actually did make the call though, because Will Patton references it later.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Which could just be to get to the cops there though, because then she says like, "You honestly think I would kill myself?"
She knew Cory was in the house. There's also, by the way, 4 to 10 different endings that they shot for this movie, because there's 5 screenwriters.
Yeah.
And one of which she did kill herself. Not at that moment, I think at the very end. She kills Michael. She kills herself.
She jumps into the thresher.
Swan dive.
Hang 10, everybody holds her nose and just goes right in. Bloop. But
there's one last Myers.
One more cheap. But this is when she fights Cory to a standstill, and like, Cory says, she beats the shit out of him. They have more monologues about the nature of evil. My eyes are fluttering. I'm kind of tired. And then she says, like, he's just like, "If I can't have her, no one will." He stabs himself in the throat. Rule number 1 to everybody ever: never touch a knife that somebody kills himself with.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone. It's in there.
The North by Northwest.
She's like holding it in the same position too when like Allison opens the door. What? Oh crap, mother!
You just leave it alone. It's in there. You're not going to save. You don't want to save this kid either.
Of course, she walks in the door at that time.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like she killed him, and like
another like, how could you? But there is a great like Andi Matichak just emits this guttural just like roar at her, which I think is great because it's like, words are failing me. I'm so fucking mad that you killed the one person that like gave a shit about me in the last 4 years or whatever.
This man that I have loved for 2 days. You monster.
But now Michael Myers is, finally showing up here, and he gets the mask back.
Yep.
Yes. Here we go.
And here we go. Showdown in the kitchen only, which is whatever. But
the microwave dings, and he's like, "What?
Hey! Someone overcooking a burrito in here?"
She hits him with a fire extinguisher.
It's pretty great.
He takes the knitting needle and puts it in her ear. "How do you like it? How do you like it?"
Dude, ear trauma, by the way. Goof.
What if I shot you in the eyes, huh? Would you like that? That sound like a nice way to have your night end?
She puts the fridge on him. Basically, she winds up doing like she's like crucifying him.
It's a kitchen crucifixion.
Yeah, like stabbing his hands and hammering them in with a cast iron pots.
Yeah, the hands, and then you get the feet are stuck.
Yeah, I've always found
the
kitchen islands a bit cumbersome, but this actually was like, oh, I see why they have them. Yeah.
Totally not, if you ever got to lay someone out really hardcore.
You know what I use kitchen island for is to eat sushi off a naked woman. No,
Is that true?
No, I don't actually have a kitchen.
You don't do
island.
that?
No,
You
well,
don't?
I need to get the island first.
You do have sushi though.
Step
there,
one,
right?
get island.
It's just great to see you. It's possible.
It is absolutely.
And look, I appreciate the route she goes at the end of all of this. But really, once you have him in this situation here, all you need is a bowling ball. And you just need to keep pounding over every part of the body until it is meat and bone. That's all. Just keep smashing.
Well,
you know how garlic
this is-
turns into like a little bit of a liquid at the end stage? That's what you want to do.
That's true. Well, this is her version of doing that because she's like slits his wrists now too.
Oh yeah, throat slit also. Like you're
it's-
not a. I used to think you were the boogeyman. You're a guy who's about to die. That's kind of a good
He
line.
cannot move. What the thing that this thing keeps doing is moving. So you need to extinguish that part.
It's important to say that Allison does save her grandmother at the end. Like it's about
Yes.
Yes,
she
that's
comes
true.
in.
Right,
I'm
That's
not going to
minute.
let that happen.
Yeah.
Yes, and then which is nice. And then we're cutting the arms. We're
And
cutting.
it's getting kind of sensual. She's like sort of caressing his hand.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a goodbye.
It's I mean, it's an oddly complicated composition. Yeah.
I would really just start sawing on that head until
Yep.
it just removed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And go
Yep.
full EC Comics. I have this thing.
Totally.
I'm walking around
I mean,
with it.
we do get this gruesome idea of we're going to parade this corpse through the entire town.
Yeah, it's like because the one thing, obviously the biggest thing, the boogeyman is finally dead.
Yes.
Also, the second thing of like, and by the way, look who fucking did it. Look who saved everybody. Please stop treating this family horribly
Yeah, that's
as these
true.
like pariahs.
Well, this is a mistake because they're doing this clearly to be like, look, it's all, there's no way. And you're pretending like not in 5 years, and I'm being very optimistic there. Someone's going to be like, they faked it.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a little window and he dropped into a little room.
Isn't it convenient that you can't just exhume Michael Myers' corpse?
She was the only one who actually saw him get torn up.
Yeah, they buried Michael Myers at sea. Very convenient. Laurie Strode is a crisis actor.
I mean, I had that thought because there was some, I don't know if it's true or not, but there was something way back when, a contract thing where Mustafa Akkad or his estate was like, you can never actually kill him. He also jokingly one time answered the question, how many are you going to make? He said 22 as a laugh, whatever. I think what would be interesting, because you're right. I mean, we live in commerce hell. We're going to make another one of these. Just make it's Michael Myers. It's nothing to do with Laurie Strode. It's a completely different story. You can still just have your killer.
Just a Halloween
Completely
movie.
new setting, whatever. Or do the Season of the Witch thing.
Yeah.
And just make a whole new thing called Halloween, whatever. But I think like even at my most cynical, I don't believe that there's ever going to be a mention to like Laurie Strode ever again. I think you can keep that character and do something else.
I hope
with
not. And if they bring it back, talking about Season of the Witch, they had some cool masks in that.
They
Hell
sure
yeah.
did.
Get like that skull mask. That
Yes.
could be a new
Totally.
boogerman.
Give me a Tom Atkinson mask. Oh, that would make me very happy.
I do think that this is the best music that Carpenter made for the movie, which is called The Processional or The
Yes.
Procession.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When they're all going and like it's kind of great. These cops are like, yeah, I'm not into this, and the sheriff's like, it's just gonna happen anyway. Like,
Yeah.
so I just feel like they all wrote like little letters of complaint. Like last night, I was very upset when we threw that guy into the thresher.
The bummer is it's that like sheriff or whatever from the second
and the first
the
movie,
first two movies there who's not in this at all, and then
yeah.
just shows up with that cowboy hat, which is stupendous. And it's great because the guys are like, this ain't right.
Yeah.
It's saying how things are done, and the sheriff just gets out of the car. He's like, tonight they are. Like, yeah.
And
I
then
would like a trial for Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Can we finally do it?
well, no, he's deemed insane. You
That's
can't,
true.
you
Oh,
can't-
that's true.
and that's the problem.
I guess if you want to, but you're only getting him on the stand in the form of chipped beef. 'Cause that's the only way I will end this. This guy's got to be smooshed.
It is
They
pretty
grind
good.
him up.
They
Come
do
on,
great.
y'all. It's a good old fashioned public mutilation.
And everybody's happy to be there. And it's just Andi hits the whir and
And then there's some,
Grind Town.
after the grind town, there's like Allison's line of like, "Oh, you were right about Cory," and just Jamie Lee Curtis. Well, he was consumed by evil, so
yeah,
I mean-
well, that's what I mean. And it was that's the problem is like Cory once he's out of the movie, I'm like, well, what movie did I watch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, was this about the end of Michael Myers and the epic struggle between her and Laurie, or the Cory story?
It's about the last line.
Yeah.
I do want it to be called the Cory story.
Evil doesn't die; it changes shape.
And I think that's what we're saying here is like, as long as you let evil sit around and not put it through a thresher, that can transfer to other people.
And then Laurie Strode gets in the car with James Caan, and the guys with the guns come out, and fucking Haddonfield is gone.
Oh, I wish they break all of fucking all of that old lady's porcelain dolls.
Yeah, the whole stage is fake bloodied. Stellan Skarsgård gone.
It would be great if you make a real minimalist kind of movie like that, and it's still Halloween.
I like this.
It's Haddonfield, but you filmed it in a high school gymnasium.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, and like she has a nice moment. And Allison leaves fucking town.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yay.
You could be a nurse anywhere you want. You know what I mean? Or you could wait tables, or literally be anywhere other than Haddonfield.
And for what it's worth, this final moment of the ending, is the right way to do this. Her committing suicide. It's just like, fuck, come on. The woman's been through enough.
No, yeah.
I do also like the call, the heart. This is a harken back I actually like, and I liked it even more last night, which is you go through her house, but it's during the day and it's bright and hopeful. You know what I mean? Like very similar to the end of the original Halloween, where it's dark and gloomy and like
totally.
I forget, is she finishing writing at the end of here?
She does finish her
Right.
horrible
and
book.
then
Horrible
There is a great line though where she's like, the town extinguished Michael Myers that night or whatever it is. She goes, there would be no tombstone.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
out of here.
It's great.
Well, just like Hitler,
Yeah, totally can't do it.
But I was trying to think if evil doesn't die, it changes shape. That's in the book. I mean, so Frank just comes up with this, like, I guess he's got something left over from his farm subscription this week. Just gives her a bunch of groceries.
He's got CSA.
Yeah, totally. He's like, I'm never gonna go through all these veggies, Laurie. You want some of them before they spoil and whatnot.
Dude, we did a CSA last year. Never again. The amount of
What?
fucking apples in my house. They would just they would insulate the box with apples. Like
Well,
12
Didn't know you were an
apples a
apple
week.
hater. Didn't know that.
Okay. But you have to eat them to keep the doctor away.
That's what they said.
That's why I don't visit the doctor. I just get an apple. You're
And I'm
right.
good to go.
Honestly, they do give you a lot with those shares.
yeah.
So that makes sense. But you're supporting. It's
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But
But
it
it's
is
nice-
good stuff.
It's nice that Frank
Yeah.
gives her all this. He's like, I just want to check in. I want to thank you for what you did for the town. Fucking finally.
Here, Laura, here's all these apples I have. I can't use them.
Here's some carrots, some kale, a bit of cabbage there, but don't worry, I lined the box all with apples.
It's like 12 to 15 apples.
I mean, what am I going to do with red cabbage? I mean, that's just, it's insane. I'm not make a coleslaw. No, man.
I mean, look at me, Laura. You don't want me eating cabbage. And then it's like he's about to walk away, and then she turns around and it's very nice. And JLC totally delivers the line great too. She's just like, what was that you were saying about the cherry blossoms? And they sit down, and it's just like, man, that's nice. I'm glad she didn't die by a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
That'd be a weird way to
bit of
end
a
this.
downer, yeah.
Really
the
weird way to
most
end
is
this.
like fucking no funeral taped to his back when
Yeah.
he's in the stove. Like, God. But that is the end of this movie. Don't Fear the Reaper comes in. Nice little stitch together there. Sew everything back up. And all right. The DGG trilogy is over. Final
is.
thoughts. Chris Cabin.
No, don't see it. Unless, I guess, if you are really dedicated to this franchise, I guess you do have to see, just because, like, it is taking a pretty bold move, as we've discussed over this. But to me, like, even if there are and there are like scenes and elements of it that I like, it's all just kind of pulled in on it. Like, there's so much in the air that none of it comes through, to me at least. I like the Will Patton, Jamie Lee Curtis stuff. I like both of them, and like their scenes together are nice and tender. But again, I don't, since there's Cory and the Cory romance, and then Michael Myers, and then Michael Myers and the Cory romance, and then I'm just like, I don't care. You've asked too much of me. It's just too much. So yeah, no from me.
Eric Siska.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to see your point, it's kind of overstuffed, and the last movie was understuffed. But I think this movie's going to age pretty well. I think I could see people rediscovering it down the line. I would recommend it. And obviously, it's not the best Halloween movie, but I found the Cory stuff kind of compelling, so odd man out.
Steven Zadak.
I like it fine. I don't love it. No, I can't get there. I can't recommend it. Sorry. I do think, I'm just thinking about it. I do think, honestly, like this whole endeavor would have been better off. It was just 2018's Halloween and we're done. I mean, nothing can work that way because we live in commerce hell. But like, I think that like actually the end of that movie when like they weren't really like they're like, hey, we'll just see how the movie is going to go. Like, you know, obviously it might come back, but like, the fact that it was a big trap and blah, blah, blah. And it's just the three women on the thing, very kind of Texas Chainsaw a little bit at the end on a truck together, just holding hands. And it's like, wow, we made it through this crazy and terrible thing. And, you know, then the next movie happens and Judy Greer dies. And then we don't give a shit. And then Cory shows up. It's just, I don't even think you need the last two movies. I think you're fine with Halloween 2018 and we're good to go. And that's a great, great horror movie in the last 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that last part. Because I am a person who never needs a trilogy. You could have just given me this and it's fine. And I did have my rantings about kills when it came out, and admittedly, sort of came around to that watching it again at last. I mean, I think first of all that it's the worst of the trilogy. I am a 1-3-2 guy.
Okay. I really hated the script of that one, like the execution of all the townspeople stuff and the evil dies. And I've rehashed that. I will say I would recommend this movie. I think, I don't know. I'm not saying anyone needs. I don't think it's the mark of a successful movie that you should watch it 3 times and then it like works for you. But again, like I said at the top, I expected things from this movie, and me personally, I do have a hard time when I expect a movie to be one thing and it's not, and I judge it for that. But watching it this time, knowing everything, I don't think it's perfect. It's bloated as fuck. It doesn't all work. I think there's enough in there that I would recommend it. But I think we talked about front loading. This movie in the first 20 minutes, he finds Michael in that sewer. He kills him, takes the mask. We're on this Cory journey. It's a nice untwist ending-y Roy the movie kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool. And it's just, like I said, it doesn't stick the landing, but it's better than I at least initially gave it credit for.
I mean, I think another situation which this might work better and would get rid of Michael Myers is if like it wasn't a Halloween, but like
sure,
just the same thing as we talked about with the Jurassic World Dominion. If that's Locust Land Part 1,
right,
I'm fine. Like I'm
Jurassic World Flea Circus, dude.
Like if it's a different kind of movie, I understand it, but like because it's this kind of movie and you're taking so many huge swings outside the box.
Yeah,
it just it draws you away, and then in this case, they force you kind of to meld the two.
That's the problem: is we live in commerce hell, and the only way to tell an original story is you have to slap it somewhere in IP that already exists. It's the only way we could do it now.
Trojan horsed it,
and it just and the only way but that sets up all these problems because you're not actually fulfilling what the IP is about, and you have all these expectations about what the IP used to be, and yada yada yada.
But at the same time,
ad infinitum.
Yeah, but like the Halloween franchise is probably the most scattershot crap in those the later
this side
sequels.
Of Hellraiser.
Like, you don't need a trilogy, and you didn't need any of all those crazy sequels. So I feel like
one more on the Barbie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's one more?
What's one more? Especially when, frankly, it's far from the worst of them.
Yes, exactly. I will agree with that.
Sure. But we're going to cut it here. What a robust discussion here on We Hate Movies. I appreciate that. But if you want more We Hate Movies, of course, check out patreon.com/We Hate Movies. A lot of bonus content up there this month, including We Love Movies on Top Gun Maverick. We've got an AD on what are these what are they? What is
the
it?
Transformers bots. We're going to record that in 2 days, and I'm so excited. Still.
Very excited about that. Fun. On the Gleep Glossary, we have a discussion about the first season of Andor, as well as Mon Mothma's old EU backstory, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, double the size, talking about so much Mon. I can't even believe it.
And if you don't like Star Wars, we have a Star Trek podcast because we do so much, folks, for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The Nexus is called.
That
It's called
is
the
the
Nexus. We also have a Melrose 210. We have 2 filler episodes that we're dealing with, which is a little bit of a problem, but we make quite the best of it.
Yeah,
I
Like
think.
sawdust in the mattress, dude. But we still had a good time.
That is our Melrose Place and Beverly Hills 90210 show to
That's
the
right.
uninitiated.
Little for you Bosch heads, Titus Welliver makes an appearance in that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that
Boy.
90210.
Yes. Also, be sure to check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/We Hate Movies, where we put up some old episodes, we put up clips, we put commentary clips, and we're going to start doing, maybe a little more of our faces on there. You might get to see sometime.
That's right. A little more with on-screen live. So check out, our socials and website for all that info as well. But on the main feed, the worst of the previous year month has a little bit of gas left in the tank here because we read calendars incorrectly around here. So we have a special additional worst of episodes, Steve. What are
I
we
want to be
talking
clear
about?
because I fucked up the Big Daddy Dispatch, but that was because of a formula error in Excel because of it didn't do it right.
It's the computer's problem every
It
time.
is. There's a fifth,
Y2K over
It's
here.
AI gone amok.
this is the 5th episode, 5th week of January, not 4, and we are talking about the movie that everyone's pointing fingers about, Black Adam.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love a movie with a paper trail, dude.
I still have not seen it, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to dig in.
I've already seen it, which means it'll be the second time, and I promise you, I will not be changing my mind about this movie. So until next week, when we have one more chance to take a shot at Black Adam, I'm Andrew Cory.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Cory.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy, Cory.
That was a headgum podcast.